Public service announcement. Jasmine Crockett cannot find her lace front. It was last seen at an airport somewhere, and now they are searching for it. I heard that they out here also looking for some good trouble with Cory Rainbow. But family, one thing we know for certain is that they got wigs on the plane. So if anybody sees this flying over your neighborhood, flying over your block, flying over your house, make sure you get a hold of the Democratic plantation, family, because they crashing out every single damn day, and I'm here for it. Certified salute to the family. Let's go to work.
Everybody knows that all the people don't have liberties, all the people don't have freedom, all the people don't have justice, and all the people don't have power, so that means none of us do.
There they go. Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. Certified Black Society, I send you a salute from the Black Alpha Network. FBA Friday in the building, in the place, about to hold it down. Regulator season, and we regulate it right on time. How y'all feeling, man? I see everybody in here. Oh, we extra deep already. Much love, much respect, much admiration from me to you. I love my family. I love all of my certified cousins. Yes, indeed. I see my brother Gene. I see you, family. Angelic, I see you. Yes, indeed. My brother Church, I see you. Mustang, I see you. I see the whole family. Trust and believe. And we in here, y'all, and we going live. And it's extra time because this is going to be another classic. You know, we put out a classic 2 weeks ago, and then we put out another classic this week, and then we're going to put out another one next week, and we're going to keep on building this thing because it's the voice of empowerment. This is the Reparations Generation Certified Black Society. Come be a part of the fastest growing, strongest voice of the Black empowerment movement. Right here, all of us, fam. That's what it is. So I'm glad to have everybody in here, y'all. Much love and respect. Yo, it's going down. It's going down. And when I say it's going down, I'm not just talking about them going down and crashing. No. I'm talking about all of the drama, all of the issues, all of the problems that the whole world is facing right now is going down in real time. In FBA, we the only ones vertical. We the only ones 10 toes flat. Ain't it something, y'all? Ain't it funny when you can sit back and you can enjoy the show and you can relax and you can handle your business while everybody's in disarray and afraid and scared and shook? There's so much information out there, but we the only ones who are reading it right. There's so many things being said, but we the only ones who are hearing it correctly. See, that's the difference between us and everybody else. They can go out and they can crash out all they want because this is crash out for everybody over there. All right. You pick the person, I'm telling you, they crashing out. This is like the crash out era for anybody who's not FBA. I mean, how many times do you see somebody crashing out left and right and left, y'all? I mean, you name politicians and entertainers. They crashing out, standing up, crashing out again. Then they disappearing. You know what I'm saying? When you go and you have a little speech for 25 hours and nobody remembers it for 2 minutes, damn. When you talk for 25 hours and it's forgotten in 2 damn minutes, we call that run from wasting your goddamn time. And that's what they're doing. See, it doesn't matter how long you talk as if somebody's listening. Nobody's listening to them. The whole world is listening to us. That's why this is the voice of empowerment. That's why this is the strongest people's movement in Black America, the Black Alpha Network, Certified Black Society, and all of you guys are here. Much love and respect to all the day ones, all the new riders. We get new family members every week. People are on code. They coming in that door. People are pulling up. They saying, yo, I like what y'all got going. Come on in, y'all. Let's rock. We rock as a family. We rock as one. Everybody is welcome if you certified and you on code, and that's exactly what we are. And if you're looking at the numbers, family, it look like we are on top, and we're gonna stay that way because this is internal forever. That part, fam. Jasmine Crockett, she out here still crashing out. And then you turn around and you see they sent out Cory Booker. Cory Rainbow, and he out here crashing out. Notice that all of the W Democrats, they done slowly fell in the back, right? Y'all notice that. And notice that all of the blackface Democrats are being pushed to the forefront. If you remember when Donald Trump first got elected and they started doing Doge and looking at all the money and finding out where the paperwork was going, you start seeing Chuck Schumer, you start seeing Elizabeth Warren. You don't see them no more. Isn't it funny? You don't see them no more because what we've always known that they don't want to talk about is that it's all about the blackface Democrat being a human shield. They do all the crashing out and all the falling out. Oh, we're going to check every single last one of them puppets, every last one of them flunkies, every last one of them smuts. They all going to get checked today. And we're going to continue checking them and checking them and checking them until we wreck them and they are completely out of business and they won't even be a footnote in history. That's what we on, fam. We on the business right now. Certified Black Society are running these people out the paint, off the field, out the country. Wherever the hell you go, you just cannot be up in here. That's what we're doing, fam. No stopping, all right? All gas, no brakes. There's going to be a lot of people. They're going to be trying to get us to be cool, be nice. You done already ruined that man's career. You done already ruined that man's legacy. And we're going to say we're going to keep ruining it, all right? Think about every single thing that they've done. Do they ever stop? Do they ever pause with trying to hoodwink, bamboozle our community, trying to trick bag and con us, trying to steal from us, trying to elevate everybody else above us? I want you to think about what all of these ops, all right, all them demos, domestic ops. I want you to think about how they are always in full concert with each other trying to come down on FBA. They don't ever take no breaks. So now it's on our side. Now we're the ones in control. We're the ones with the power. We're the ones with the microphone. And this microphone drop. And we're going to keep on wrecking them. We're going to keep on smashing. We're going to keep on regulating until none of these people are around anymore. That's the way we're doing. Socially and politically, we are a force. And we're going to flex our social and political muscle. And all those people who thought that they had something going, they are about to be completely canceled out. And foundational Black Americans will be the kings and queens of the hill with nobody else around, family. That's what it is. We reclaiming everything, and we're going to go get that check in the process. Don't that sound good? Don't that sound great? Yes, the hell it does. Proceed. Family, these people are out here now pushing out every single one of them. You don't see Chuck Schumer no more. You don't see Elizabeth Warren no more. They're going down the list, and they're just picking the blackface Democrats. See, the Democrats are in disarray, all right? They're in shambles right now, an actual laughing stock. So they said, let's put Jasmine Crockett in front. Jasmine Crockett has received more press for doing nothing. All right. What has she done? Somebody tell me what legislation, what policy. She ain't moving no crowd. She's only known for this. That's it. That's all she's doing. She's known for this. And Cory Booker is known for RuPauling it up. And that's all they got. And they'll go down the list. Remember, it was Hakeem Jeffries a few weeks ago. It was Poland Martin. Every single time you see the Democratic establishment, they're fooling these people. We knew y'all was crash outs. We knew y'all was crash test dummies. We knew that anytime it go bad, they're going to push you in the front. We understand there's no such thing as a Black Democrat. There's no such thing as a Black Democrat, only a black-faced Democrat that does all the crashing out for the W's. We know that. They don't know that. So don't be mad when y'all wrecking and y'all going down and we in here holding it down. It don't work that way. Shout out to Breeze Omega. Certified salute, family. This is what's going on in the USA. These people continue to make jokes of themselves, and we continue to laugh and roast them. I mean, I don't know where they can run to right now. They make jokes of themselves, we roast them. They crash out, we step over them. They fall down, we walk around them. They stand up, we ruin their legacy. So they got a couple problems. One is that they're irrelevant. Two is that foundational Black Americans are certified. So when you mix both of those up in the same place, man, it is a bad day for all of them. We're going to get to the point, fam, where all of these domestic ops, they won't even be present. I'm telling you right now, they're really not present today, but it's going to get worse and worse and worse for them. And I got all the time in the world to let it be known, fam. So we're going to go all the way in. Checkmate. Check this out. Barack Obama, what we said, it came out this week that Barack Obama was never behind Kamala. If you look what we did to Barack Obama's legacy and Kamala Harris's campaign, we ruined both of those on one goddamn day. Yes, the hell we did. Then we also last week showed all of those videos of all of these people. I think we had Bonnet Becky. We had Jackie Chan, Lucy Liu. You feel me? We had Gomez. You know how we say everybody's trying to get in on our reparations claim? I'm going to show y'all today. We got even more people. Fam, it's getting real spooky out here. Everybody now is trying to twist their hair, put bandanas on, put on bonnets, yo. Everybody's trying to weasel their way in. So it's very, very keen and very, very potent that we stay very, very focused and we see through everybody. There's always something every day. But fam, we are businessmen and women. We are so strong. We are so certified, so thorough, fam. Nobody is coming through that door. Everybody getting checked. This is the everybody getting checked era. And we just checking them off. That's why I say we G checking them. And the G stands for general, fam. So they're getting checked by a general. And that's the way we move it. Y'all look at this right here. When I tell the whole world that the Democrats are desperate as hell, I want y'all to see desperation at the grand stage. They trying to tell us that this right here is Cory Booker. Now, y'all know Cory Booker ain't got a masculine bone in his body, all right? But they go out and send him out to go talk for 24 hours. It didn't get remembered for 2 minutes. Got forgotten in 2 seconds. But this is how desperate the Democrats are. Civil rights hustling ain't gonna work. The slavery ain't gonna work. Segregation ain't gonna work because foundational Black Americans are putting in work. There they go.
Cory Booker, a prominent figure in American politics, has garnered both adoration and criticism throughout his career. Rising to fame as the mayor of Newark, New Jersey, he is often lauded for his transformative impact on urban issues, particularly his commitment to social justice and criminal reform. A staunch advocate for initiatives such as the First Step Act, Booker has worked tirelessly to reduce incarceration rates and promote rehabilitation over punishment. His efforts to address systemic...
Man, where the hell is Cory Booker? If they don't get out of here, this is what they're doing now, y'all. The Democrats are taking auditions for who is going to be the Black candidate for 2028 to get Black folks. Remember, y'all, it was Hakeem Jeffries, and we exposed him as a dollar store Obama. All right, Barack Obama 2.0 got him out the paint. Nowhere. That hairline shows us that he's not FBA. So they're realizing that FBA is not going to go for that. They're trying to push out Jasmine Ratchet. Nobody's going for her. So now the Democrats are like, where do we go to? FBA done showed up. FBA done ruined us. FBA has gotten every single one of our cosplayers out the way. Now they're turning to Cory Booker. They're turning to Cory Rainbow. That's how desperate the Democrats are. Remember, they tried this guy in 2016, talking about baby bonds. If they think this right here is going to fool us about Cory Booker, a guy who literally was hanging out with RuPaul, and I ain't lying. They had to go get a fake girlfriend. Remember Rosario Dawson? And you could tell that was scripted. I've never seen him with a girlfriend. Never have. And y'all know, FBA, we see through everything. So now they're trying to paint pictures. Use his real picture, a real photo. How come they're out here trying to say, look how masculine he is? This man is so tough. Y'all Black folk, I know y'all like masculinity. And we're going to give y'all this fake picture of him. And then he going to go and write laws for every Starburst he can find. You see what they doing, y'all? They're trying to rejuvenize their BS cosplayers. And we see through it.
His efforts to address systemic inequities have resonated with many, positioning him as a progressive voice in the Senate.
Civil rights because people marched for it, sweat for it, and John Lewis bled for it. What can we do? Do like the people who never gave up, who even when this country that they loved didn't love them back, they kept fighting and keep pushing. And we know that, Senator Klobuchar, because...
Don't come up in here. Look, he bucking. He bucking his eyes. I don't know how I always hit pause when their eyes are bucking. Either I got like great timing or they just buck their eyes so damn much. All you got to do is wait a millisecond and them eyes going to be popping out. He bucking his eyes on the Senate room floor. I don't know how John Lewis got his ass whooped this hell, and I'm here today, and I'm going to leave with RuPaul, and I'm going to put some lipstick on tomorrow. Family, the man is, he Cory Booking his eyes. This is Booker eye bucking. If you don't get out of here, Bussy bucking Booker. Bussy bucking Booker. Damn. This man talking about John Lewis. If you don't get that John Lewis stuff out of here, John Lewis don't hold no damn weight We ain't trying to hear about no good trouble. You better take that trouble on home. Get out of here with some damn John Lewis. That is what we are saying tonight, y'all. They are going down the list, trying to pull out every single crumb, everything they can scratch up to get black folks on board. They're trying to get a 4-year head start on how they're going to fool black folks for 2028. What they do not realize is once we in your plantation, there's no coming back. And I understand that they use everybody. But the fact that this week we're hearing about Cory Booker and John Lewis, that further confirms that the Democrats ain't got nothing. Broke down, beat down, meltdown, eyes bucking.
We've witnessed that. In my time in the Senate with you, we've seen the most amazing, shocking moments within Bergefeld case at the Supreme Court, recognizing the humanity, the dignity, and the equal rights of LGBTQ Americans to have love. And
oh, there you go. There, he talking about his people. There you go again. A simple Democratic. He bucking again. Fam, I'm not doing this. I'm telling you. Look at it. Every time I stop, them eyes is bucking further. There you go. Now he bucking for rainbows. He bucking for Starburst. He bucking for Skittles. All right, they out here bucking for Skittles. I be damned. Listen what they did. Start off with all the black stuff. Start off with all the black folks and John Lewis and good trouble. You ain't trying to have good trouble. You're trying to have good Starburst. All right, that's good Skittles. All right, don't try to put no blackface on that. Because John Lewis said that all the Starburst, Skittles, rainbows, and fruit by the foot is going to get a law tomorrow. You see how it pivoted immediately over to every other community. Nice try, partner.
Humanity, the dignity, and equal rights of LGBTQ Americans to have love and marry. We've seen fights in this time that we've been here where we've seen victories on healthcare that made such a difference in people's lives. We've seen the fights while we've been here, some of the most painful moments where we've seen the arc of the moral universe bent, not by the people here, not by the people in this body. You think we got suffrage because a bunch of men on the Senate floor said, okay, guys, come on, put your hands in here. Ready? Give women the right to vote on 3. Ready? Break. That's not how it happened. It's not how it happened. It happened because the power of the people is greater than the people in power. You think we got civil rights because one day Strom Thurmond, after filibustering for 24 hours, you think we got civil rights because he...
Why he always sound like he's about to cry? You think that we got it this way? We come so far, and this is what y'all trying to tell me? This man breaking down. He breaking down over a whole lot of nothing. Whole lot of nothing. And put your hands all in one little circle. What you doing when you do that there? Booker, talk to the crowd. Nah, This was a shame. This was a crash out, y'all. That's all they doing. If you have ever wanted to see what a crash out looks like, that is a crash out in real time. This man went on the Senate room floor, babbled for a whole day, not a work day, not a weekday. The man babbled for a whole complete day, 25 hours. Hell, he did a day and an hour, and nobody even remembered it. Have no idea what he said, got laughed at, didn't push a policy, and now they're trying to tell us it was history. Hell to the no. Crash outs in real damn time, y'all.
About to go to the Senate floor where I intend to be recognized. And when I am not going to stop speaking.
So Cory Booker is making history today by doing a filibuster on the Senate floor. A filibuster is a tool that a senator can use to delay or block legislation by speaking for as long as they can. He said, and I'm using it today because of our democracy, our justice system, and our future. They are all on the line.
He finally yielded.
What?
Over 24 hours. And I obviously didn't see all of it, but the parts I saw, the stories of his constituents, his story, talking about his family, talking about housing and racial profiling. And and John Lewis. I'm just stating things he talked about, but it felt like it's a moment in history. It's if I ever have kids and if they ever have kids, I think this will be something that I will remember, and I'll say, oh, remember when TikTok used to be a thing and we got to watch a senator hold the floor.
I don't care if you are red, purple, or blue. What Cory Booker, Senator of New Jersey, Cory Booker did is history. Good trouble.
Oh, God.
Do you understand how difficult that was? What he just did? 25 hours and 5 minutes. Stood on the floor, maintained his ground, protesting what our current president in the United States is doing to this country. Do you know how difficult? It doesn't matter what your political views are. There is no way you can ignore.
Look, she's not even crying. Fam, there's no tears. She's literally talking in a teared up voice, and you ain't seen one tear. You see what we saying? Good trouble. Fam, they don't work themselves all the way back to Selma. They done went in a whole circle, and now they bringing up Selma again. Anything to get FBA to vote. Fam, they are desperate, disarray, broke down, and I mean that. I say that with conviction. The Democrats are through, y'all. They are trying to evoke civil rights every week. It's somebody else. It was Martin Luther King. Then it was Rosa Parks. Then they try to bring up Megan Elvers. Now they're trying to bring up John Lewis. This woman is acting like she's crying and she's not. She's I just don't know how to where from. And you don't even see a tear. The emotional game is not working because we are not emotional people. We are certified business.
Or the strength, the determination, the willpower that it took for him to do that for 25 hours.
We're about to witness history. Cory Booker has officially been going for 23 hours. If you have not watched any of it today, I would encourage you to go over to his TikTok, turn it on, and take a listen. I just got out of the room and there were 63,000 other people in there. And honestly, if you read the comments, it just gives you goosebumps.
This is what America needs to be afraid of. It just takes the spark of one. And Cory Booker was that spark. One for 25 hours and 5 minutes. And he has sparked all of us.
About to go to the Senate floor where I intend to be recognized, and when I am not going to stop speaking.
So Cory Booker is making...
They are rooted in cosplaying the civil rights era. Everything about them is some civil rights reenactment. The same community they do nothing for is the same community they're always trying to tether themselves on. They're the biggest tethers out there. Nobody gave a damn about that. She talking about there's thousands of people in there. Yeah, and they was clowning him. They was roasting him. Nobody was taking him serious. I look through social media. Everybody's making fun of this guy. Everybody is. Nobody takes him serious before. Nobody takes him serious now. And this damn sure wasn't some type of civil rights movement, some type of civil rights victory. And if you notice that, these black Democrats truly think that Democrat-isms are black. All right. They think everything they're doing is for black people when they're really doing it for the Democrats. This is why we split it down the middle and we got rid of them. We cannot have Democrats running around here thinking every single thing that we do is about their Democratic Party. Their Democratic Party means everything to them. Their Democratic Party is somehow tied into our lineage, heritage, and culture when it should never be. Again, nobody else views their race, their lineage as married to a party. They sit there and they talk about all these rights and for black people, but they don't associate that with the grassroots. They associate that with the Democrats. That's what they do. So they're going down the list trying to come up with everything that they can come up with, everything they can possibly find, and nobody is being moved right now. I'm talking about people forgot that so damn fast. It was pathetic. And speaking of pathetic, you guys, I'm going to show y'all something. And I'm going to let y'all go ahead and decide what's the common denominator here, because we already know what you're going to get when you get with the Democrats. You're going to get some tethers, right? The tether's going to come out the woodwork. Then you're also going to get a bunch of the blackface Democrats, the shields that'll crash out. That's what they are. And then there's another community, a community that Barack Obama, he made every law possible for them. A community that I believe Cory Booker belongs to in private when he closes the door. And I want y'all to see this right here. Y'all tell me, what's the common denominator? We already showed the people who are crashing out on some Democratic time. But let me show y'all another thing that I just strangely picked up on. Do y'all notice a theme with all the people that liked Cory Booker's speech? The whole world made fun of that filibuster. Somebody in the chat said that wasn't a filibuster, that was a filibussy. Funny. But notice that there's a particular audience that loved it. It's the same audience that the Democrats always go for. You be the judge.
Welcome to your favorite segment and mine, Rapid Fire. Cory Booker's filibuster was directly correlated to the misgoings-on of this current administration. While you caring about the atrocities of international affairs that are going on is very admirable, had you not had the same attitude that you're having about Cory Booker on November 5th, you wouldn't be here right now, would you? And of course, it's him Black man in a tizzy, because what doesn't? Many of them saying this is a disingenuous conversation.
Cory Booker did a 25-hour filibuster, and there are people on the internet saying that it's not enough and that, you know, it's performative and we need to stop accepting crumbs. Let me just say this, because I know how this is a touchy topic. Am I saying that you cannot ask for more? No, you should be asking for more. I think we should all be asking politicians for more.
Cory Booker, man, thank you.
You don't get the hell out of here. Y'all see they fan base? These people are crying over nothing. All types of moist, all flying every goddamn where. This is who the Democrats have? This type of moisturizer? Hell no.
Thank you. You broke the record. Thank you so much.
I have to be joking. You're telling me that Cory Booker, who is a sitting senator, is being performative. How is he being performative? I really want to say 2012. He's been a senator since 2013. This app wasn't even published until 2016. And you're saying he's being performative. How? Because what he was saying made sense to me. Makes sense to you? Yes. Makes sense to you? Yes.
And this is the last time that I'm going to say this. This is the last time that I'm going to speak about this. I bet those people who are out here talking about Cory Booker was being performative would be the same people talking about Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech was being performative. Rosa Parks sitting on that bus was being performative. Harriet Tubman going out and rescuing those slaves multiple times was being performative. Danny D saying what he's saying right now. Oh, look at him. He's being Yes, I'm being performative.
Woo, y'all. Happy Wednesday. So a lot of shit went down last night, huh? Thank you, Mr. Cory Booker. I love the part of the speech where the General Cory Booker. Thank you, Mr. Cory Booker. Thank you, Mr. Cory Booker.
That's your fan, Cory Booker. Them your people. Fam, all the way across the board, you see the denominator. Real brothers and sisters weren't moving off of this. The Democrats got the same people they always had. The ones that don't win elections. And the ones who are out here Tooting it up for Tom.
I love the part of the speech where the gentleman said, I yield. And Cory said, you can't yield. It's my floor. In a very polite way, but it made me laugh.
God, if I have to listen to one more of you dorks call Cory Booker performative, standing on your feet for 25 uninterrupted hours in a diaper or a catheter or both, performative?
What? Proceed.
Okay, so the senator from my home state of New Jersey, Cory Booker, just broke congressional history by breaking the record of like an old racist guy for the longest congressional speech of all time at 25 hours.
Yes, he is. Cory, I was wrong, and I hope you keep it up every day. Sincerely, I hope you keep it up every day.
If it's performative, then you do it. You do it. You run for office, you get a seat, and you filibuster.
What would you talk about for 17 hours if you had the opportunity?
Good morning, everyone. It's Kaden. I'm under the weather.
What? This your people, Cory? This what you got, Democrats? You got Kaden with a beard. What the hell is going on? This is who the Democrats are trying to get Black Americans to put on the capes for. All that civil rights talk, all that segregation and slavery, that ain't for Black Americans. No, that's to get us to vote. So Cory Rainbow makes laws for this man right here with the perm and the beard. That is your people, Democrats. Leave FBA out of it because you're crashing out and we ain't here to help.
Today, but I want to tell you that if you are not listening to Cory Booker's speech right now, it's been going on for like 20 hours on the Senate floor. It's damn good. This is the speech we have been waiting for. And I'm not talking about Democrats versus Republicans. I'm third-party voter. I'm not talking about politics. I'm not talking about party lines. This gentleman is speaking about humanity. It is my personal opinion that he is channeling some divine spirits. He's talking about equality. He's talking about the protests. Like, he's covering all of it in such a beautiful way. And if this is what the Democrats have been planning this whole time, fucking cheers to you. This is what we needed. That's all. That's all I wanted to say. I love you. Mwah.
Get the hell out of here when your voting block is a man who says he's a woman with a beard. There you go. That is exactly why foundational Black Americans, we done moved on from the Democrats. Remember, your vote goes to that right there. That's what it is. They was loving Cory Booker because they feel that Cory Booker comes from the same cloth that they come from. Fam, the proof is in the pudding. You can see it right then and there. You can see who's supporting what the Democrats are selling based on all of those videos. None of this has anything to do with certified foundational Black Americans. It has nothing to do with lineage, nothing to do with heritage, nothing to do with culture. It has every single thing to do with the Starburst, the Skittles, and the rainbows. And that's who they write laws for. And that's what Cory Booker was up there for. And that's who he was pushing. And pause. And he probably does that in real life. He is out here trying to get foundational Black Americans to go vote for Transformers, and FBA ain't on that type of time. So now you're seeing the crash out, you're seeing where they're going, you're seeing where they're heading, and the people in the streets absolutely, positively, 100% ain't working with it. So no, the Democrats ain't fooling nobody. They're going to have to try better than that one. That is just another crash out tactic, and it goes to show you again, when you're dealing with the Democratic Party, when you're dealing with the Democratic establishment, the people that they put in the front are people who are always trying to push laws that are supposed to be for foundational Black Americans, but it ends up going to everybody else. We done seen that sham. We done seen that hustle. You know what I mean? Cory Booker, yeah. He pushing laws, but he pushing something else. And it ain't got nothing to do with us on this side. But we going to go down the real side. This is what you see when you see a Democratic shield. This is what you see right here, y'all. And we've been knowing exactly who they are. Nothing more than crash test dummies. You go out, you ruin your career, you put it all on the line, and the Democratic establishment, they fall to the back. That's Elizabeth Warren right there. And you know she kicking it with Jasmine Crockett and Cory. And they're out there throwing them all in the front line and ain't nobody getting a damn thing. That's what it is. How many of y'all remember the crash test dummy commercials? Y'all remember them? Well, that right there is the Democratic establishment. And these people are willing to do it. But the problem is that ain't nobody going for help and ain't nobody on that damn side. So they doing it all by themselves. But let's talk about how the real brothers and sisters was feeling. Let's talk about how the real brothers and sisters was feeling. This is how we done already seen the Starburst committee. We done already seen the Skittles Bag Coalition. Now let's show you how real brothers and sisters was feeling about that whole performative speech by Cory Rainbow. And it ain't working.
Somebody tell Cory to shut the fuck up. Ain't nobody trying to hear that with that weak ass fake Oscar performance speech talking a whole bunch of about nothing. He's doing the same that Obama did when he was running for president. This is the reason why Democrats are going to continue losing, even in the eyes of their own people, because it feels fake. It seems fake. That whole speech was nothing but fake vibe. If you had all the bright ideals, you would be president, but you're not. So sick of these man. Donald Trump. Donald Trump what? Donald Trump what? See, the Democrats are filled with a bunch of Karens and beta males that takes no accountability. They like to point the finger at everybody else besides themselves. And this is why they're losing, because people are sick and tired of you all talking and not receiving results. The audacity. How the do you think it's okay after the that we have just gone through in the last 4 years for you to sit on stage for all that time and target a man that's been president for 60 days? And then everybody's eyes have done already more, again, whether you agree or disagree with him, the last president did. You would have been better off getting on stage and talking about your own party. That would have worked out better for you. It's the same old from these people, man. It's like they don't get it, man. They don't comprehend. They have not came to a realization that society has evolved intellectually. You cannot pull the same as a politician that you pulled 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. You're not going to bamboozle these Gen Zs. You're not going to bamboozle millennials. God damn, dude. Somebody tell Cory to shut the up.
Can somebody come get Jason Pitts? I mean, Cory Booker. See, I can never take Cory Booker serious because he reminds me of Jason Pitts from the game. Straight goofy. Straight goofy. And I want to know what the hell is he up there talking about for that long? I know he ain't got that much to say. Ain't nobody got that much to say. And I swear it's not that serious. But y'all gonna have to let me know, because I know he making a fool. I know he making a fool of himself. I know. You know, when I was a kid, I remember the one thing that I remember about politics that I took was I'll never forget the because all I remember was that somebody ran their mouth for a long time so that everybody else can't do their job. And it sounds pretty much like the Democrats. That's who y'all are. A bunch of bark, a bunch of complaining, a bunch of moaning.
How can you take that serious? He looked like he tripped over his shoestrings even when it's hard. I don't know how you can take these Democrats serious anymore. They don't even look like professionals. If anything, they look more like goofies, if that's a word. But I can't take these Democrats and these liberals, I can't take them serious anymore. I really can't. When I see them coming, when I see them on TV, when I see them on TikTok, when I see them on anything, I really can't take them serious. I really can't. This dude is still talking as if that's going to do it. Like, he looks like every time something happens, he's surprised. Even when he's serious, he looks surprised. If this was my dad, I would not take anything that came out of his mouth serious. I'm serious. Like, I will not take, if he says, if this room ain't clean, we're going to have a problem, I'll be like, okay. I can't take none of you guys serious, from the women to the men. Hell, I'll take your dog more serious than I would take you serious.
Let me cook about this Cory Booker situation, because now that I've gathered more information and I'm looking and I'm peeping, and it's like, this some performative. Let me cook. What is he blocking? Who get nominated today? What are we voting on today? Huh? Is he gonna stay there until the next vote? Then you might be doing something. But right now, this is like groveling at this point. This is not the fight we wanted, in my opinion. No, it's not enough. This is like giving a pacifier to the American people, even though we ain't had a bottle of formula in 70-some days. At this point, you're neglectful. Kids minds, no, sit down. I'm done with this. I don't know what it's accomplishing. Absolutely not nothing. Okay, I could be wrong. Somebody come correct me, though. Bet you lying.
Woo, buddy. That's what I'm saying. This is where we are, and they know it. Okay, fam, you seen the contrast different. See, that's what we do. We put receipts on the table, and we let the whole damn world know they not like us, never have, never will be. We operate and we move independently, stronger than ever, separate from the crowd, separate from the audience. Foundational Black Americans are right here, and everybody else is way the hell over there. And I don't give a damn how far they are because they can't come in this space. That's how I see it, and that's how it is. That's reality. So knowing that's reality, knowing that's the truth, knowing that's the facts, we just sat there and put down the contrast between who the Democrats really have voting for them versus foundational Black Americans who ain't rocking with them. There's a difference between the two of them. I want y'all to see all of that certified energy where brothers and sisters were speaking the truth. Anytime you hear the truth, trust and believe me, it's coming from a foundational Black American. We are the only people in the United States of America who are speaking the truth, speaking the real, live and direct in full effect. And if you don't like it, you better go ahead and take a seat, turn around and get the hell up out of here because it's going to come one way or another. That's the way we move it. So when you sit there and you put out the two different energies in which I display, I wanted y'all to see all the rainbows, the Starburst, and the Skittles, opposed to the certifieds, the riders, and the real ones. So don't let the Democrats come around and try to tell you those are the same. Remember, when you vote Democrat, all of those people that were talking about how much they love Cory Booker, you know, the ones with the lipstick and the makeup and the beard. Somebody said Karen with a beard. Damn right. Karen with a beard is benefiting off of your foundational Black American vote, even though you don't rock with Karen with a beard, Becky with a beard. We ain't on none of that type of time. We ain't on that type of side. However, the Democrats bring up segregation. They bring up slavery. They bring up John Lewis and Selma so they can evoke a motion to get Black folks to go vote for everybody other than self until now. And now we're living in the aftershocks. Fam, it's a wonderful time. It's a wonderful time. I'm going to tell you why it's a wonderful time. Because now the way we moving, the way we getting it in, we're literally watching the Democrats be a non-existing party. This is what it is. Y'all out here getting investigated by the Republicans, begging foundational Black Americans to vote. And the only people who like the Democrats, the only people who are cheering for the Democrats are 6'2" men with pom-poms. I mean, that ain't a winning strategy. So when you put that next to everything, then you see where they're headed and they ain't going nowhere. While foundational Black Americans are separate, now we can move and we can function without them around. It's a beautiful damn thing, and it's a beautiful damn day. And it's brought to you by FBA, the real ones. Oh, our energy is strong, y'all. Our energy is so strong. We got these people so much against the ropes. We got these people so shook. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to do it. Fam, they wouldn't even know where to start. They wouldn't even know where to start. They wouldn't know where to begin because they never thought that they would be in this position where they have to abide by what FBA is doing. Everything other than that is just a waste of time. So the crash out is real. Oh, yeah, they crashing out left and right. And they got a bunch of problems. And them problems ain't just problems that FBA put on their damn doorstep. No. No, I told y'all it was wigs on the plane. And they searching and they looking, but they can't find foundational Black Americans. We ain't going to get up and we ain't going to save that plane. Nah, we done already jumped out. We done already parachuted out. So I don't know where they think they going to find a friend because they ain't going to find one with us. Nah. And that is the difference. And this goes for everybody, by the way, because you know the Democrats are always pushing these policies on foundational Black Americans. And I want you to remember who their voter block really is opposed to who they try to pretend that it is. See, that's the difference. Voting for no reason, it gets you no results. Voting for no reason gets you the same thing over and over again. And what have we done, y'all? We've gotten rid of all of these people.
Say for me to stay out of Black people's business,
to be down
but like
with
you know,
FBA. See, that's what voting is in America. Voting in America is a bunch of groups who pretend to be down with us because we do all the heavy lifting. That's what it is. And now we're only doing the heavy lifting for ourselves. So you seen that the Democrats' number one voter block is the Starburst community, and it's the tethers. Every single law, every single legislation, every single policy they push is for them. They send out Barack Obama, Kamala Harris. They send out Cory Bussy. All of them do laws for those people, and they try to put it on the backs of us, and it doesn't work. So since that's the case, we've been exposing everybody who's been pretending to be down with certified foundational Black Americans. We've been exposing all of them, and everybody's got their wake-up call. It's to the point now, fam, that wake-up call, I mean, the phone is ringing off the hook. They don't know what to do when it comes. When it comes ringing, it goes down. And it's not just those people out there. There's plenty more. There's another community that's been out here perpetrating the fraud, pretending that they are on our side so we can go vote. Because remember, y'all, tethers want us to continue to vote Democrats. Skittles want us to continue to vote Democrat. Okay, remember that now. It ain't just the Democratic politician. It's the people that the Democratic politicians write laws for. They need those people as well to try to push those laws on foundations. And what we've been doing is going down the list and finding out every single group. And we have been rejecting all of them so they can sit their ass over there. I just showed you how the Starburst community is latched on to the Democratic Party. In FBA, we done pushed them all out the goddamn way. There's another community that's been out there, and they have been trying to get foundational Black Americans to save them from deportation. And now we're starting to see how these people really feel. And now we're giving them that real work and letting them know you on your own, Jose, the same way you on your own, RuPaul, and FBA doing our damn thing. Watch this, y'all.
Say for me to stay out of Black people's business, but like, you know, Black people's business is all over the fucking internet. When was the last time you heard about Hispanic issues unless it was to push a narrative? Like, no one gives a fuck about Latinos. There's no Latino lives matter. All these fucking migrant children getting at the border and no one seems to fucking care because everyone's still talking about George Floyd. Crimes have been happening for a long time, done by Black people and just overall in general, yet they wait until a white person finally does something for it to actually be relevant. I find it so funny that some of these Black people want to say they're fucking oppressed, that you have the power to suppress other people's issues and still talk about things even though they happened like 5 years ago. There is Black mothers, fathers, and children that reach out for help, that get in the hood, and then y'all don't care about those kids. What about those Black lives? What about the Black and migrant children that are being trafficked right now and y'all ain't saying a damn thing? Fuck out of here with that.
These geriatric trying to tell us who do we have beef with. What the fuck is a Black job? What the job? What is any of that? Like, what? No. To my Black brothers and sisters, the theys, the gays, all of them, the Afro-Latinos, I stand with you. I always will. Like, and I know so many other non-Black Latinos who do stand with you. And this is all conjecture. It's all they want us to fight over scraps. We're not going to do that anymore. We already found our unity based when we were doing Black Lives Matter. And then what? It came in with like the and now what is it? Black jobs? This is stupid. We need to organize within ourselves. I know not all skin folk or kinfolk, but we need to find the ones that are and get it together.
Say for me to stay out of Black people's business, but like, you know, Black people's business.
Freeze. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Mrs. Pedro about to get that work. That's what we do over here. We hand them out. That's what we do. I want y'all to notice how, first off, they're contradicting each other. But what you see here is jealousy. See, these people want to be a part of supremacy. And when supremacy shuns them away, they get upset because they know FBA are the only people who stand up to supremacy, and they never will. So they're jealous of the fact that they don't have no street movements. They don't have no social movements. Everything that they've ever attained in America has been based on foundational Black Americans. And instead of being appreciative, they become jealous and spiteful. So this is why they're so angry, saying, we don't get talked about. Y'all business is everywhere. Well, maybe you should go out there and have a little bit of revolutionary soul in you. Maybe you need to go ahead and stand up, stand on 10. Maybe you need to fight for your own rights. What you're really saying here is that foundational Black Americans are getting it, and I can't get it from them no more. And notice how they start throwing in other communities too. And it just happens to be the communities that they're throwing in, fam, are the same exact communities that Cory Booker was just talking about. So all the way from Julio to Mero to Strata, all the way over to Starburst, Fruit by the Foot, Skittles, they're all working together as one big Democrat. And foundational Black Americans, we ain't rocking with none of them, and we done showed them all their eviction papers.
Is all over the fucking internet. When was the last time you heard about Hispanic issues unless it was to push a narrative? Like, no one gives a fuck about Latinos. There's no Latino Lives Matter.
Well, then you need to go make one. How about you go make one then? See, this is the I want to be a W blues. This is what it is. You don't have any social movements because y'all don't stand up for your own rights. Don't be mad at FBA because you want to be a part of the dominant society and you done got your empanada wake-up call. Sorry.
Fucking migrant children getting at the border and no one seems to fucking care because everyone's still talking about George Floyd. Crimes have been happening for a long time, done by Black people and just overall in general, yet they wait until a white person finally does something for it to actually be relevant. I find it so funny that
she said that crimes have been committed against other communities by Black folks. So now she's telling. Now she's saying, well, Black folks over there hurting people too now. Black folks, fam, I'm telling y'all, they dusty and desperate. They broke down and battered. They shameless and shattered. They ain't got nothing, fam. We moving into the third, fourth, fifth wave of all of these people being broken.
some of these Black people want to say they're fucking oppressed, that you have the power to suppress other people's issues and still talk about things even though they happened like 5 years ago. There is Black mothers, fathers, and children that reach out for help, that get in the hood, and then y'all don't care about those kids. What about those Black lives? What about the Black and migrant children that are being trafficked right now and y'all ain't saying a damn thing? Fuck out of here with that.
Notice how she said the Black and migrant children. You see how she went through all of that babble, and at the end she combined the two of us. No, I thought it was why Black folks too worried about Black folks. You see what happens when we only focus on self, family. Everybody else is mad. She throws in, what about the Black and the migrant kids? One ain't got nothing to do with the other. Don't try to at the end say, well, can you help me go find little Gomez? Little Gomez is about 5 years old, and last time we seen him was a cartel member was carrying him in a stroller. No, well, you better go find little Gomez in a stroller being carried by the cartel member, because that ain't got nothing to do with certified foundational Black Americans. Keep on babbling.
Geriatric trying to tell us who do we have beef with. What the fuck is a Black job? What the fuck is a Hispanic job? What is any of that? Like, what? No. To my Black brothers and sisters, the theys, the gays, all of them. The Afro.
There you go. There you go, family. All Democratic people. Y'all caught that, right? See? You got to always listen when people start talking about Black Americans. First off, you shouldn't be talking about us any goddamn way. But you notice that when somebody talks about Black Americans, they always include everybody else that they really support. They think they slick. They think that they're going to fool us and be like, yeah, you know, all the Black folks, the Starburst folks, all the Black folks, all the Tethers, Black folks, all the migrant children. No, no, no. It's going to be Black Americans, and then you're going to have your own issues over there. We have set boundaries to where none of this works ever.
To my Black brothers and sisters, the theys, the gays, all of them. The Afro-Latinos, I stand with you. I always will. Like, and I know so many other non-Black Latinos who do stand with you. And this is all conjecture. It's all they want us to fight over scraps. We're not going to do that anymore. We already found our unity based when we were doing Black Lives Matter. And then what? It came in with like the
freeze. Now notice, she's sitting here. She talking about Black Lives Matter. She said we was with y'all Black Lives Matter. The last person said Black lives matter. How come you ain't got one of the Latino lives matter? You see how they contradicting themselves. And also, all that, we are here to fight for scraps. Shit, no, we not. We living good. Fam, you see how they trying to say, well, you know, we all being dominant. Ain't it funny how everybody gets a PhD when it comes to supremacy, whenever they trying to hustle Black Americans? The same people who either deny supremacy, want to be a part of supremacy, or try to walk around supremacy, whenever they're trying to get us involved, then out of nowhere, they become professors. Then they want to start telling us about supremacy. Yeah, because, you know, supremacy tries to make us fight each other over scraps. We're not fighting nobody over scraps. FBA, we getting it. See, that's one thing about us. It don't matter where you put a foundational Black American. We gonna win. Oh, you thought we was out here fighting for scraps? That may be your community. Y'all may do that going through the desert trying to hop over that damn border. Y'all fighting for scraps. That ain't us. Yeah, them words need not apply. You better go apply that to somebody else there, Miss Sanchez. Foundational Black Americans, we in here good. I don't care where you put us. You can put foundational Black Americans anywhere on the economic totem pole. We gonna get it. One thing we ain't gonna do is be complaining about other communities and what they have, or be complaining about other communities saying, why not us? Nah. So these people, they're not fooling anybody. And what it really is, y'all, what it really genuinely is that they are being rounded up and sent back home. And now we're seeing that side of the game. See, for those people who thought everything was sweet a year ago, it's not so sweet right now. It's not so sweet right now. They're finding out that what they thought was good, what they thought was handy, what they thought was working ain't working. So just like everybody, you need foundational Black Americans to come on in. You need foundational Black Americans to lend a helping hand. We're not lending no helping hand, because I want y'all to know this. Every time somebody goes out there and they complain and they whine, they say, well, FBA ain't do this and FBA ain't do this and help us, FBA, help us, please. What that really means, y'all, is we are going to either get deported, we are losing the resources that y'all fought for, or we need y'all to put on a cape for us, because if y'all don't vote Democrat, then we go home. That's what it's really about. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward that movie. So you seen Miss Gomez and Sanchez right there. All mad at Black Americans. And notice too, fam, there's 300 plus million people in the United States of America. They always want to single out 50 million Black Americans. They don't ever have no critique about anybody else. They always want to come to us and say, how come y'all don't help us? It's funny that when they come here, they want to be entrenched with the white community, but they don't never ask the white community for help. You know why? It's because they got that ticket that they not like them. Foundational Black Americans already know that. Foundational Black Americans are out here winning and succeeding. Watch this though, fam. Let me tell y'all what that was really about. You want to know what that was really about, y'all? Let me tell you what those little burrito meltdowns was about. What it's really about is foundational Black Americans. I'm jealous because y'all get to stay in America and I'm getting deported, rounded up and sent home. Y'all want to see some deportations up in the place? Oh, deportations didn't stop. No. Deportations have been ramped up because now they got a place to go. And you got to go to Guantanamo. Watch what you say about FBA, Selena. You might end up seeing ICE. And I might have been the one who called them. Yes, indeed.
Esta madre salvadoreña es arrestada por agentes de ICE enfrente de su hija. Ni siquiera esta madre salvadoreña es arrestada por agentes de ICE. Es arrestada por agentes de ICE enfrente de su hija. Ni siquiera le enseñaron la orden que según ellos tenían.
Señora de 52 años, una ciudadana salvadoreña, fue arrestada por las autoridades de inmigración en el estado de Maryland. Déjenme saber en los comentarios qué opinan.
Este es el momento exacto cuando a una dama, a una madre, le rompen el cristal de su carro para arrestarla. Pues ella trató la manera de decirles a los agentes de migración de que le enseñaran la orden.
Es indignante lo que le hicieron a esta mujer. En verdad, indignante. Es arrestada por ICE. Ella es salvadoreña.
Un coraje, en serio, que es su trabajo, pero no así.
Pero ¿por qué? Dígame por qué y deme la orden. Deme la orden.
Dele la orden.
No le voy a dar la orden. La orden está en no, pues no me voy a bajar.
Entonces le tiene que...
Si no me baja, si no,
no,
me, no, deja que lo revienten.
No, if it's against,
No.
He broke in like a horror movie, y'all. She said, boom. She said, bam. Hey, I don't know what he told her. All I know, soon as he said that glass went to shattering. Fam, this is about the 13th video I done seen of them breaking windows. They saying, you coming with me one way or another. I got a bed in Guantanamo with your name on it, Mrs. Estrada. There they go.
Si no me baja, si no,
No,
me,
you
no,
know?
deja que lo revienten.
No, if it's against... No. You guys cannot take her just because you guys want
No te preocupes, Karen, no te preocupes. Tranquilo. Tranquila, mamá.
You guys are fucked up.
Háblale a Ulises.
You act like you want to have fucking kids.
No te preocupes, mamá. Todo va a estar bien.
Tenga cuidado, tenga cuidado.
Gracias.
Espérese, señora. Ponga el carro en parking.
Está parqueado.
Ok, déle el teléfono a su hija para poder sacarla sin que, porque hay vidrio por todos lados.
No, yo voy a llevar mi teléfono.
Okay,
No se
está bien,
preocupe.
tenga cuidado, despacio.
No se preocupe.
You better get out of that goddamn car. She said, y'all can't take her just because y'all want to. You must not heard of the law. You must not heard of the rules. I know that you're living with no rules. Oh, and by the way, wait. Hold up, wait a minute. Why don't you make a video about ICE? Oh, by the way, all y'all talking about foundational Black Americans, right? And y'all mad because we ain't come to help y'all? Okay, haha, bye, peace out, adios amigos. See, you should have been worrying about your own instead of worrying about foundational Black Americans. See, if you was worrying about your own, you wouldn't have to be worrying about going home. That's the problem that you got. You got all this misguided and undecided energy. You talking about FBA. You talking about George Floyd. You talking about the grassroots when you need to be focused on Tom Homan, on Donald Trump, on ICE, on Guantanamo, on El Salvador. All of those are your problems. FBA isn't. So no, I don't feel no sorry for somebody who hopped on TikTok to make a video about my people when my people minding our own business. You know, the same business that we minded for thousands of years here. And then you want to show up yesterday and make a video about me not helping you when it looks like you can't even help yourself. No matter of fact, I'll tell you who can help you. That ICE agent can help you break your window. That ICE agent can help you out your car. That ICE agent can help you put on them goddamn handcuffs. And that ICE agent can help you get escorted onto a plane so you can take your ass all the way home. Watch, they about to start snatching her up. And they about to start throwing her around too, y'all. And that's what happens. Focus on your own. The crash out continues. The Starbursts are crashing out. The Democrats are crashing out. The tethers are crashing out. And the migrants are crashed out.
Right. Don't grab her like that. Don't grab her like that. Don't grab her.
Karen, llamarle a Ulises y se mueve en el carro.
Oh my God.
Oíste, no te preocupes, mi amor. Yo estoy
Mami,
bien.
ellos no pueden
No me importa si me mandan, Karen. Estoy bien.
No. Mami, no. Mami.
Mi mamá, ¿por qué la llevaron? Porque no tiene papeles. Sí, ella tiene proceso. Okay. Tiene su abogado. Ok. ¿Pero tenías alguna orden? Sí. ¿Puedo verla? No, no te lo voy a enseñar. ¿Por qué no puedo? Porque no te lo voy a enseñar.
Esta madre.
Sounds like a problem of someone who is not abiding by the law. And when you do not abide by the law, you have to go home. As a model citizen, a law-abiding citizen of the United States of America, a country where my ancestors built, created, maintained, and sustained, I fully support sending home people who do not abide by the law. See, that's the thing. They want us to get down with lawlessness. All right? Let's go there, y'all. The Democrats right now want us to get very lawless. They want us to support people who break the law by entering the country, break the law by being gang members from South America, break the law by evading ICE agents, we are not lawbreakers. We are law-abiding citizens, foundational Black Americans. We get up every day, we put in our hard, honest work, and we stay very, very even keel, and we take care of our own business and provide for our family. You're not going to try to get foundational Black Americans over here, because you know what happened when foundational Black Americans abide by the law, and let's just say a race soldier shows up and they harm one of us. You don't ever see these Democratic politicians crash out. You don't ever see these Democratic politicians talk about how great we are or write some law that protects us. But you want us, the people who always do it the right way, to do it the wrong way and support the criminals. Because if you really want to go there, the Democrats support criminals. In every aspect, they're supporting criminals. They're openly telling them how to evade agents. They've never told us how to evade a race soldier when we get pulled over for a broken taillight. They don't mind putting that on their stickers and on their campaign ads. So no, we are going to abide by the law, and we are going to see fit that if someone comes into this country illegally, it is my taxpayer duty as a United States American citizen to send them home. There isn't any type of tear or emotion that will make us feel otherwise. That's what they don't like. They don't like the fact that we're winning and we playing fair. See, we don't have to take shortcuts, all right? We don't have to fool nobody. We don't have to get emotion. We ain't got to steal nobody's legacy. We don't have to illegally enter a country without paperwork. We don't have to do any of that. They do. And you see the difference now, and you see where that gets them. That gets them a one-way ticket to Guantanamo. See, now they got Guantanamo. Now they got places. They got areas. They got dates. They know where they're heading home to. Before, we just going to drop you off. Now it's like out the door. So no, the Democrats right now are very unlawful. No, matter of fact, let me reel that in and start over. The Democrats are a very un-American and unlawful party. And they're trying to get foundational Black Americans to be just as unlawful and un-American as they are. Think about it. This is a time where we're standing on patriotism, being proud of the country that we created. The Democrats are openly supporting foreign countries over the American president. They would rather see Mexico, Canada, Greenland, Iceland, any land succeed over the United States of America. We're taking the aspect of, I want to see America do good. I don't give a damn about anything. Because guess what? America does good, we do good. Simple as that. Why would I root for Mexico or why would I root for Canada? That does mean nothing. And what? Over a migrant who came here illegally? So you're picking criminals over your own government. The Democrats right now are very un-American, very un-American. They're inciting violence. They're using all these dog whistles, talking in all these innuendos, saying we got to stop people and bring people down. They're having these protests where they're trying to get foundational Black Americans involved in so they can get foundational Black Americans to crash out. See, as we talk about the crash out continues and how everybody in America is crashing out except for us, they want us to join that crash out. They want foundational Black Americans to go crash out on their behalf so they can do this. And then when we're gone, because we crashed out for them, the same people that we crashed out for, they won't give a damn about us because they don't give a damn about us now. See, we understand the Democrats' blueprint, and we are going to continue to regulate the Democratic Party until they're all the way out of the way. That's just what you got to do. You don't halfway do it. You do it all the way. You do it certified. So yes, we watching them crash out in real time. And in real time, family, I say this right there. You can go on home. Yep. Go home. It's a place for you. You can go stay there. I'm sure. I mean, don't you like your homeland? I mean, what's up with these people who don't like their homeland? If you like your homeland, go back to your homeland. Why are you fighting so bad to not be home? You got to always question somebody who doesn't want to be home to the point that they're willing to break the law of someone else's home. And then they don't respect the laws of someone else's home when they get there. So I don't really know what your agenda is, Mr. Julio, but I don't like what's going on. So all the ICE agents out there, continue to do your work, continue to provide a service that gets these people who are moochers and who have been leeching off of the United States government, continue to get these people out of the way and continue to do your job safely. Because I'll tell you one thing for certain, when foundational Black Americans are out of the way of anything the Democrats have going on, the Democrats have nothing going on. And that is the difference between us. So deportation, deportation, deportation across the nation. And when you start talking about a nation, when you start talking about nation building, you're only talking about foundational Black Americans. Because quite frankly, y'all, nobody else has been able to nation build other than us. And the nation building is getting very serious, very serious. And I want to point something out to y'all. We have to watch, observe, analyze, and identify all of the ops that come from different areas, whether that's foreign or domestic, all right? Whether that's a tether or a demo. You got to watch it Because now, as we get closer to reparations, we get closer to tangibles, you're going to start seeing all of these people. And desperation makes people do desperate things. So as we sit there and we see these people going home, see these people getting sent back to their homelands, that's one aspect. When we sit here and we see all these people trying to evoke emotion, trying to get us to go vote Democrats so they can stay here, that's another thing. The thing that stands out the most and the thing that's the most important is you got to watch people's identity, and we got to continue to check paperwork. Because now, y'all, the trend of $5 FBAs is going through the roof. You got so many people that are $5 FBAs that are showing up, and they putting on costumes, fam. They're literally putting on costumes right now. These people are putting on costumes, trying to proclaim themselves to be a part of our lineage, because they know when the reparations comes down, they'll be there with their handout. And as well as that, you got a lot of people trying to redirect us. See, they understand that FBA, we're not listening to anybody outside of our FBA circle. See, when we used to listen to people outside of our FBA circle, we were always being misguided. We were always dealing with misdirection. Go over there when we need to be here. Go over there when we need to be here. See, now what we're doing is we're understanding that half of these people who come around and they got all these suggestions and they're making all of these scenarios and these boogeyman gloom and doom. They don't want to do that, fam, in our best interest. They understand that they haven't been able to stop us from the outside, fam. They've thrown every outsider at us. Think about it. They've thrown people from the outside at us so much that they got people from outside the country. When you go and recruit somebody from outside of the country, how much more of an outsider can you get? They'll go get somebody from Africa. Hey, get over here, infiltrate foundational Black Americans and get them to support immigration and open borders. They'll get somebody from south of the border. They'll say, come on in here, say migrant issues or Black issues to get it. So, fam, now they've realized we cannot fool foundational Black Americans with outsiders. So let's try to fool them with insiders. And then we say, okay, well, what you got? So now they start putting on all of these people who are putting their hair in twist, locks, putting on bonnets. They're pretending to be Black. People that clear as day are not Black. Fam, this is it right now. We cooking. We in here deep right here. 1.3 thousand, y'all. We bubbling Friday night. I want everybody to watch some of these strange faces who are pulling up and how they're trying to say that they've got FBA DNA. They've got FBA ancestry. We just showed last week. The lady said she has Black, indigenous ancestry, and she has white ancestry. What? You see how they're mixing the words now? And I want you to notice they'll always say we. They'll always say us. They'll always talk from first person. They'll always do that. Their accents are very sketchy. You don't really know what they're saying. This is something that they've been doing for quite some time, but now they're amplifying it because they know FBA is getting close. And it's not just reparations. It's not just people who want the reparations money. It's people at the last hour who are trying to misdirect us from the inside. They're trying to infiltrate. So now we got a bunch of cosplaying infiltrators. And they know we got to stop FBA because they're getting too on code. And we can't stop them with a Democrat. We can't stop them with a Starburst. We see the outsiders coming from a mile away. So they're trying to put the insiders in here to get us in. Family, you're going to see it more and more. Watch this right here. This goes to show y'all what we've been talking about. Y'all know we broke a few of them down the other day. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Fam, I got a little more for you. Look at this right here. And we're going to do some real certified paperwork checking right now. Watch this paperwork checking that we about to do. Listen. Go ahead and put your foundational Black American ain't taking no BS game on and watch how this individual is talking like she is a foundational Black American, but look how she's standing behind the Pan-African flag. Watch how she starts throwing out Democratic talking points. We done exposed 3 of them last week. Here's the 4th one. They're sending out more people to cosplay. Watch it.
Y'all, we do not defeat white supremacy with kindness, okay? We do not defeat white supremacy by taking the higher road, okay? That language, the higher road, and be kind, that is white supremacy because they're trying to keep you complacent. Nah, nope, but okay.
You know they got to show their twisted hair. Fam, look at this. Why are you doing that? Why are you doing? All you're trying to do is say, look how Black I am. Look at that. Man, that ain't our hair. Stop playing with me. Hell no. You see, fam, they're coming out here. They're trying to put little dreads in their hair. And y'all know, like I know, and I ain't even got to say it. Y'all know, like I know, and I don't even have to say it. Anytime you see our hair twisted up and you see their hair twisted up, it ain't nowhere near the same. No, they're not even supposed to have their hair like that. Why is she sitting there with her hair like that? Say, oh, look now, I'm in front of a Pan-African flag and I'm showing you these dreads now. I must be black like you. I got to be down with the cause because I got this hair like this. Brothers and sisters got this hair every day. We ain't taking no damn photos trying to convince somebody how much we can lock our hair up. We ain't doing it. This is somebody who's clearly trying to convince you, trying to go overboard to convince you that she's one of us. Watch this, and y'all know, I'm sorry. When that hair gets locked up, hell no. No. But it goes even further, fam. More and more, they start trying to get like that to us. Here we go. The hell up out of here.
And it is called April 5th, Black Empowerment, okay? The guide that was put together is amazing. I absolutely fell in love with it, and I said, I got to have this on my academy, okay? The link to her account on Threads is right on the same page, okay? So make sure you hit her up. But yeah, what we do, my family, is we build community, okay? And the thing is that like that is in our DNA.
In our DNA. And here we go. She's trying to push the April 5th protests, y'all. You see? Now here comes all of the Democratic talking points. Be very cautious of anybody who talks all that blackety black, and then they follow up with Democrat. Don't sit there and see Cory Booker try to evoke all of this black history, and then at the end, he throws in the Starburst. And then see this individual doing it, and you don't connect the dots. I always tell people, their number one tactic is to talk black for 10 minutes, and then at that last minute, throw in everybody else so you didn't catch it, so you can just glaze over it. She's trying to throw in the April 5th protest, and then she starts talking about our DNA. Nah. Y'all getting on that forehead. I see y'all. Yeah, exactly. You absolutely right, sister. Absolutely right. How come you ain't talking about that damn colonizer DNA? Huh? Isn't it funny, fam? That, hold on, I need to see y'all. No. Let me see y'all real quick. We gonna get back to all of that, okay? Let's check this out, right? We done already showed Lucy Liu last week. And brothers and sisters in the chat, y'all was on that. Y'all was like, hell no. All right. Do y'all know somebody wrote me and was like, man, she was right. Black men don't take care of nobody. Isn't it funny how whenever these people come in and say they got, a quarter of black in them, they don't ever talk about their other side of their community. How come they don't ever talk about that? How come they always want to come over here and be Rosa Parks to our community? How come they always want to be Betty Shabazz to our community? At the bare minimum, all right, some of these people, I don't think they got no black in them. I'm going to keep it a buck. I don't think half these people got black in them. And let's just say they got this much black in them. Okay, then how come you don't that much talk about your other side and your other community? How come you entrench yourself in Black American issues? You could easily be talking about somebody else. I seen somebody say the lady last week was half Japanese and half black. Okay, how come she's not talking about chauvinistic practices in the Japanese community? You feel me? And now I got to call out the disingenuous nature of it. Because if you have a little bit of black in you and you got a lot of something else, how come you don't do a lot of critique about them other people? How come it's always the critique, the pillar in the community, I'm one of y'all, is always entrenched in us, but it ain't nobody else. Look at Drake. We can go there with Drake. Think about Drake, right? Drake got a black father, and he's N-word all goddamn day long. He ain't said not one damn thing that's derogatory about that other community that he comes from. He's never critiqued them. He's never talked about their dirty laundry. He's never spoke about them in a negative light. All these people who are half and halves, and I don't even think most of them are half and halves. I'm going to be real with you. I think a lot of these people are 80-20, all right? And they come here with that 80-20 energy, and once they got that 80-20 energy, they spend all of that time over here with us, and then they don't ever even talk about it. Fam, have you ever seen these people talking? This person right here, I don't know her background, but I'm telling you right now, that is not a predominant. Somebody says she looks like a light-skinned black woman to me. No, she does not to me. She does not look like a light-skinned black woman. She doesn't. Okay, not my mama's light-skinned, and no. That looked like somebody who got at most a quarter black in them. at most. And last time I checked, if you got a quarter black in you, then why don't you go talk about your other community? That means that you got a whole plethora of somebody else in you, and I don't see you whole plethora in talking about their community. And if you're going to have a code, you're going to have a code. If you're going to enforce it, you're going to enforce it. We ain't gonna play this game with, man, I don't know now. If you look at him when the sun hit, and if you turn the light, I kind of see a little blackness over the left eyebrow. That ain't no code. That ain't no goddamn code for me. No. We gonna be stern with a code or not. Or we could just not have a code and let everybody who has a little melanin over their third eyebrow come on in, and then they could just take our reparations money. Hell no. No. There's a difference between a melanated tether and a light-skinned black person. There's a difference between a mulatto and a light-skinned black person, okay? We are going to make that very clear today. And what we've always had is people who use light-skinned black folks. See, FBA, we come in all different colors. We come in all, like a light-skinned tether. I like that. That's a good one. We come in so many different colors and shades. They always use that against us. All right. My family's probably like y'all family. You come in my family reunion, I'm talking about every shade. I remember my auntie. All right. She out there right now. Much love to my auntie Pamela. She said it best. She said, when we was at one of our family reunions, she was making a joke. She said, all right, we're taking a picture. She said, all the light-skinned black folks right here, all the dark-skinned black folks right here. We have a plethora of different colors in our community. Whole bunch of different colors. And they always use that against us. See, we don't do that colorism stuff like they do over there in Africa. We don't do that because in our community, man, we got so many different colors. We don't grow up saying, "Ooh, look at your color." We don't do that. Hell no. Listen, when grandma said, all y'all get in here, all y'all get in here. When grandma said, somebody done made this mess, everybody get in. We don't sit there and say, the light-skinned one, you okay. All the black ones, y'all in trouble. We don't do that. Grandma was whooping everybody's ass. So we grow up with that equal opportunity. It don't matter what shade you're in. You can be paper bag brown. You could be dark skinned. You could be light skinned. You can have different color eyes. If you are foundational Black American, see, we know the lineage. We know the bloodline. Color is just a outside thing. That's just the paint job. We know what's underneath that hood, and that's that FBA blood. Damn, I like that. Damn, the color is just the paint job. We know what's underneath the hood. That's how foundational Black Americans, fam, we got it all. And they always sit back and they say, let's use one of those light-skinned folks and take this tether who's really from Africa and say, look now, they light-skinned now. They kind of like y'all. And then they let them come in. And a lot of those people do the same thing. So no. I'm not in this. That look like a light-skinned Black person to me. That is not a light-skinned Black person. I can look at that person and clearly tell you whatever she is not of the lineage. And she's way the hell over here. And I don't want to hear about an uncle and uncle and uncle. That's that George Zimmerman stuff. You got to be careful now. You got to be careful. That's that George Zimmerman stuff. Remember with George Zimmerman? They ended up pulling out a picture of his great-grandpa and saying, George Zimmerman's Black too. Look at his Black grandpa. And you start going way down the line, and then you find someone with a little melanin, and then they walk right in. Hell no. We understand the different shades of FBA opposed to somebody who's not from our lineage, who's just light-skinned. There's a big difference right there, family. Let's proceed to give you what you need. Watch this, fam. And if you want to know further, listen to the language. Listen to the language. I'm going to show y'all. You already heard it's in our DNA. Remember, I told you, they always talk in first person. And we don't have to do that. I don't have to walk around and say, see, we. You know how we are, right? Y'all know we over here. I love all of we. All of we is so good. We going to have dinner. That sounds like somebody who's going overboard to try to infiltrate and make you think that they're the same as you. That's what that sounds like. Be very cautious of that. And when she starts throwing around our DNA, how come she's not talking about, like somebody said, your other DNA? It's funny how they only reference the DNA that's Black or questionable Black. They don't ever mention the other side of that coin. Checkmate. And watch how the Democratic talking points start to flow. April 5th.
Right? Like, we know how to build community. That's what we do. So that's what we do. Build community, pour into ourselves, and smile. If you are a white woman who gets annoyed with the not all men defensive statements.
If you are a white woman, fam, I can tell you got some white woman in. I bet you got more white woman in you than Black woman. I bet you that. Or you got at most a white passing Latino. White. Now you're talking about white women in fifth person. No, fam, we on code. We watching all of this. No, you're not going to talk about your colonizer side in 18th person and then talk about your 1% black that you got in first person. That is how they infiltrate.
But then goes to a black person's post and comments, not all white people, you need to go sit with yourself, okay? Because you got some serious racial issues that you need to contend with, okay? So go address that and leave us alone.
They go to us again.
Y'all, we do not defeat white supremacy.
Right here, watch this again.
With kindness, okay? We do not defeat white supremacy by taking the higher road, okay?
And y'all notice every time you hear that, you always hear something that can be taken as inciting violence. Y'all notice they talking in your windows, right? We don't be nice now. We defeat them with sternness. It always, fam, you always see the same playbook. It's we, us, our DNA, talk about W's in the 19th person, and then they always throw in these little things that kind of sound like they're inciting some type of violence, talking about what we need to do. They don't never have messages for the other side. How come you don't have that same message for the other side of your community? Because it's clear that you got another side in you. How come that other side never gets spoke about? That's just a question to me. So we got to watch that. And let me say this as well. I'm going to say this as well, family. I'm talking Kirk. When we start talking about Creoles, and we all know Creoles, family. Okay, I don't know about anybody else. I can see a Creole and I see the FB in them, all right? Let's make that clear. This thing now where they're trying to make Creoles seem like we can't figure what a Creole is. You notice that they're trying to, we don't know yet, and question mark a Creole. I remember when we used to see Creoles and we understood what was what. Same way with any light-skinned black person. We understood. Now they're starting to try to make everything seem very, vague and murky. That's how now they're trying to bring in all of those Caribbean people. You see how they're trying to do that with New Orleans. They never did this until we started delineating. Now they're trying to be like, we don't know. We always knew what a Creole was. Creole FBA. We knew. We can look at a Creole right now and be like, yo, this foundational Black American. Easy work. So now they're starting to say, I don't know now. Rachel Dolezal look like a Creole. See, fam, the other side always watches us and then they find out how they can find a way in. And they always use that with people who are looking like us and they always try to slide it in. Fam, we know the difference. So now you got Caribbean people and they're trying to weasel in with Creole. You got a lot of mixed people trying to weasel in with Creole. We know the difference. That's one thing about us, y'all. Foundational Black Americans, we know who is who, what is what. We know a new face. Can't nobody pull that game on us, y'all. We're that thorough. So that's what that individual is doing. And you're seeing a lot of that across the spectrum. And you're seeing a lot of people coming in here and they're trying to fool us by using us against us. And since we are codified, since we know what we're talking about, since we on game and on point, we're maneuvering around that and we're doing it in a very, very smooth fashion. That ain't going to work because this is what happens when you start talking about reparations. When you start talking about reparations, you're going to get a lot of people who pull in, but more so, like I said, in reparations, you're getting a lot of this because people understand that we are doing things separately of them. We don't need none of them. So we're working our main game. Watch this though, fam. I'm not done. Look at this even further. Oh, she wasn't done. No. Watch how she continues to drop Democratic talking points. And you see clearly this is not a foundational Black American.
Point blank, y'all need to leave my girl Jasmine alone.
What?
Point blank, y'all need to leave my girl Jasmine alone. Point blank, y'all need to leave my girl Jasmine alone. The president of the United States is a racist. He's bringing back segregation. He's a convicted felon. He is a rapist. His administration.
Whoa! So this is a Jasmine Crockett fan too? So it was April 5th a minute ago. Now it's Jasmine Crockett. And then it's Donald Trump is racist. Are y'all sure this is just a light-skinned Black person? Or is this a undercover Democratic op who's using light skin to get in? I'm telling you, it's coming from every different community, y'all. You pick the community and they are out here just saying how Black they are. Watch and observe even further, y'all. Watch and observe.
Administration released war plans. Do I need to continue? We have all of that going on. Oh, let's add in how he is actively trying to cut us off from the rest of the world so he can move forward with Project 25. Okay? We have all of that going on.
Project 2025 now. So Jasmine Crockett, Project 2025, April 5th. Is this just a light-skinned black person, y'all? Or is this an op pretending to be a light-skinned FBA? Just calling it how it is.
Point blank, y'all need to leave my girl Jasmine alone. Point blank, y'all need to leave my girl Jasmine alone. Point blank, y'all need to leave my girl Jasmine alone. The president of the United States is a racist. He's bringing back segregation. He's a convicted felon. He is a rapist. His administration released war plans. Do I need to continue? We have all of that going on. Oh, let's add in how he is actively trying to cut us off from the rest of the world so he can move forward with Project 25. Okay? We have all of that going on. And you goofy people want to focus on what the black woman said about the racist. Woman said about the racist. Focus on what the black woman said about the racist. Are y'all good? Okay. Furthermore, white people, I need you to get up out of my community's business. Okay? I don't care what.
Boy, she going overtime, ain't she? The black woman out my community. This sounds like when you're dealing with an agent and they be like, what's up, dog? You got some of that stuff, right? You know what we talked about on the phone, right? How much you got of it? Can I get it? I mean, right now, huh? You can drop it off my house? This is real agent talk here, you guys. Don't put it past this that these people are some agents. Do not forget that. I want everybody to lock that in. This is real agent behavior. Don't be surprised if these people are being sent in. I mean it. FBA being on code right now is a very serious problem to the system of supremacy. Notice how she said, get out of my community. She didn't say get out of the black community. No, you could have said black community. You could have easily said black community. When I sit here, I don't sit here and say, y'all need to leave my black community. Y'all need to leave my people, my lineage. I say we, us, as a lineage. Why is she so specific about my? It's because my is first person. When you start talking in first person, it psychologically prepares you to believe that this individual is one of us. This individual is not one of us. This is what they're doing right here, fam. Do not be surprised, fam. They did this back in the 1960s and 70s. There are a lot of agent behaviors going on out here. And some of these influence, you mean to tell me you think for 1 second they don't have agents on social media when the majority of the planet gets their information from social media? Oh, come on now. Come on. Watch what she's saying and watch how she's trying to do it. She went to think about it. Black Americans, let me see y'all face. Let me see y'all face. Here we go. Black Americans ain't rocking with Jasmine Crockett. She goes out there and capes for it. Black Americans ain't rocking with the April 5th protest. She goes out there and promotes it. Black Americans are not scared by Project 2025. She starts talking about Project 2025. Black Americans, we don't say, you better get out of my lineage, my FBA, my freedmen. She goes out there and says, my. You understand where I'm coming from? She goes out of her way showing her hair, got the flag in the background, just dropping more and more. Fam, this is not a black person. This is somebody who's a Democratic op. This is a Democratic op. You could say demo for that. Demo can be Democratic op or domestic op. You can use those interchangeably. This is a demo right here. And we got to start watching this. We know what the tethers are. We know what the outsiders, the fleers. We understand all that. Now we got to start watching some of these demos because now they're out here deep and they understand the foundational Black Americans are just too strong. Yeah, she's reading the script. Very good point. Reading the script. And they're going to try to infiltrate us hoping that our code is weak. They want our code to be weak. They want us to see her and be like, no, now, what your daddy is and what she is. They want us to start doing that. And we got to have a strong code or you don't have one at all. And by the way, you notice that she's from Massachusetts. Y'all hear the Massachusetts, you hear the far East Coast accent. How come she got a Massachusetts accent, but she keeps saying y'all like she's from the South? Y'all notice that too, right? See, foundational Black Americans, all of us, I don't care if you're from the West Coast, the Midwest, or the East Coast, we all still have a Southern twang to ourselves, all right? Even when you hear the most East Coast person from foundational Black America, we still have a dialect that comes from the South. The South is the motherland. So y'all notice every time someone wants to sound like a foundational Black American, they always overemphasize a Southern accent. This is a woman from Massachusetts. It says right there on the screen. She's from Massachusetts, fam. Why she keep saying y'all? One minute she's talking about the hot dog and all of this, and the next minute she's saying y'all now. What? How you go from Massachusetts to Alabama like that? Nah, Remember AOC did that? Y'all remember when AOC was doing that? AOC was out there talking about because we need and y'all, and ain't nothing wrong with that. And then they was like, why are you trying to sound Black? She says, I'm from New York. And he said, yeah, but you talking like you from Mississippi. And then she was like, oh, damn, hit her face and ran. She was exposed, right? That's what they do. Anytime somebody is trying to infiltrate foundational Black Americans, they always overemphasize the Southern accent because they understand that from the South, we have Southern accent, and then all of us have a version of it because that's where we come from. So you got to always watch it. We're going to break down the keys to how to understand some of these people because, fam, the ops are coming. The demos are popping up every day, and they want to get on the inside. This is just a treatment, fam. Within the next year, we're going to break down more and more of these people and how the next play from the system of supremacy is to get people on the inside who perpetrate to be Black. Y'all remember? Was it Sean King, right? Ain't that the dude they was calling Talcum X? Y'all remember him, right? The Sean King guy, remember he was running around here saying that he was Black, found out that he is a full W man. Rachel Dozell was running around here saying she was Black, found out she's a full W. It's nothing different now. Matter of fact, it's worse because we're more on code now than we were before. You're going to start seeing more people show up and say they're Black, they're FBA. See, they used to try to stop FBA by saying that they're not FBA. The new hustle is for all these people to claim to be FBA so we can get them on the inside and then they can start misdirecting us. You know, like this woman's doing April 5th, Project 2025, Jasmine Crockett. There's only so much you can do on the outside when you're trying to fool foundational Black Americans. They can do much more work on the inside. So it's on us to be very stern with who these people are and separate a melanated immigrant from a light-skinned foundational Black American. It's very stern that we separate a mulatto, all right, who's got 2% Black in them from somebody who's of the lineage on both sides. We got to be very cautious of that. Yeah, Talcum X, y'all remember, dude? Yeah, he was running around here acting like he was super Black. Found out this dude ain't Black at all. And there were people back then saying, hold on now, he light-skinned, he's Creole. Damn, this dude ain't nowhere near from anywhere in the Southeast. No. So we got to be very cautious of that, fam. And watch this right here. Furthermore, this is what they do. Watch how she starts talking about y'all, and she's somehow mixing a Mississippi and a Massachusetts accent. That's one of the key factors in identifying a fraud is the overemphasizing of a Southern accent. They say that because that is to pause you and to fool you. But if you really stop and you go, why are you talking like that? Then they'll just try to glaze over it.
We do. I don't care how egregious you think it is. You don't get to speak on us ever. We can handle our own community. Why don't you go focus on yours? Okay? Because that's where the hate's at. Okay? That's where the hate's at. So go focus on your.
She keeps saying go focus on your. And they always do this, fam. They always act like they calling out the dominant society. I'm tired of y'all. I'm tired of y'all. In reality, you can clearly see that she got dominant society in her. So you're really talking to your relatives, but you don't ever talk about them as they are your relatives because that would blow your cover. Proceed.
Your people, we got eyes. Okay? Okay? And by the way,
listen to that accent. Listen to that Massachusetts accent. We got eyes. We got eyes. Listen to the Massachusetts accent, y'all. And notice how she keeps sprinkling in a Southern accent at the same time. Watch it. She doing it. We ain't even got to highlight it. She the one doing it. This is clear as day. It don't take no binoculars to see it.
Got eyes. Okay? Okay? And by the way, In closing, I remember when Trump made fun of the disabled reporter. Do you? How's that selective outrage doing? Y'all, no one should be surprised about what Cory Booker did. Why? Because he's Black. And fighting against injustice is what we do.
What? And you support Cory Booker? Fam, this is straight out of the Democratic National Convention. Jasmine Crockett, Cory Booker, Project 2025, April 5th protest. Donald Trump is the boogeyman. This ain't black. Name me one person who's got an RBG flag in the back. One thing we can say about them RBG people, all right? One thing we can say is that a lot of them RBG people, they be on overtime with Africa and all these places. You're not even talking like an RBG person. Let's be real. She's acting like she's some type of Pan-African. She's not even acting and speaking how they speak. It looks like that flag is for performative purposes. That flag is to distract you so you assume that she's one of us. So you can just go ahead and jump to it. Fam, dreadlocks, RBG flag in the back, but yet you sit here talking about Cory Booker. Listen, Dr. Umar is not going to sit here and talk about Cory Booker. We can say what we want. Respect to Dr. Umar, man. Much respect. Dr. Umar ain't going to be sitting here talking about leave Jasmine Crockett alone. Let's be real, y'all. Come on. You ain't going to see Dr. Umar saying Cory Booker's a good guy. Nah, you ain't even on that page. This right here is bad performative. Terrible performative. You got an RBG flag with some dreadlocks talking about the Democrats. You got a Massachusetts accent and you using y'all in the Southern dialect. This is how to create a Black American, and it ain't working.
Okay, it's in our DNA. But what is pathetic and what is sad is that the Black man had to step up and do what his white counterparts wouldn't. Yet again, the Black person must speak the truths that the white man is too afraid to say. Yet again, the Black person must put their body on the line because the white man won't. The only time white people fight passionately for anything is when it has to do with anti-Blackness.
Hey y'all, it's me. So I just got some new yard signs and I thought that I'd show you.
Stop. Yard signs. Fam, that's Massachusetts all day. That's Massachusetts all day. Real quick. Let me say this real quick. Good point. Her accent is slipping. How many of you guys remember about a month ago where that African dude was in Atlanta and he was talking and he was trying to use an Atlanta accent and then it like would break. When he started laughing, you start hearing the Nigerian come out. How many of y'all remember that? See, that's what they do. They can't consistently hold that accent up. I'm down here in the South. I know for a fact, half of those tethers who call into our spaces, you be like, where you from? I'm from Atlanta. I'm from Swats, Southwest Atlanta. No, you not. Hell no. Where you from? I'm from Carolina. And you can hear through it. They love using the Southern accent, y'all. They love that. And they be slipping. Somebody made a point. That's a good point. Her accent is slipping. 1 minute she's over here, next minute it's over there, it's over there. It's hard. And if you listen, I'm talking about very easy. This is not difficult. If you listen, you remember, okay, family, if you just listen, you be like, nah, hold up. That don't even add up. They be using these things. You hear that with a lot of these rappers. All right. I showed y'all with Drake. Drake got 7 different accents, 7 different ones. This man, 1 minute talk like he's from Canada, talk like he's from New York. Then he's got a fake Louisiana accent. I mean, all over. It's always coming from the other people, the foreign people, the not FBA people. That's where it's always coming from, y'all. That's how it is. So if you listen very, very carefully, this individual's accent is slipping all up. This individual can't even hold their accent right. No, it's sliding all over the place because she knows she can't do that. No, not at all. See, FBA, one thing about foundational Black Americans, we know a new face. Foundational Black Americans, we know somebody who ain't from here. We understand when that individual, ain't nobody seen them. How many times y'all been somewhere and you lean over to your sister or your brother and be like, hey, who that? I don't know. I thought you knew him. I don't know. Who brought him? That's our first question. Who brought you? Who sent you? That's our first thing. Once I ask my brother, does he know who you are? And he says, no, I don't know who that is. I thought you knew. And I turn around and say, I thought you knew. Now we got an understanding that this is an outsider. And we've always had to be like this psychologically as FBA because we're always being infiltrated. Nobody is more stern, more precise in attention to detail than foundationals because there's always been somebody, going all the way back to slavery, there's always been somebody trying to infiltrate and invade us, y'all. So we are like masters, man. We are professors at understanding somebody. And then our next question, when I understand my brother don't know, I understand my sister don't know this person, we going to say, well, who sent them? And then eventually somebody going to get up and go ask you. See, we don't play them games like, well, let them stay now. Let them get a play. No, we get up and say, hey, who are you, homie? Who are you? Where you from? Who your mama? How many times, fam? How many times when you was growing up, when somebody would come around, they'd be like, hey, who you are? How many times your mama or your grandma would ask? And what's the first question we ask? Who your mama? Who your mama is? I don't know you. Hey, And when you bring somebody to the house, what's the first thing you got to do? You got to introduce them. Hey, mom, this is so-and-so. First thing your mama going to say is, who's your mama? And then you say, my mama's so-and-so. And your mama may say, oh, I know her. Okay, cool. Or your mama be like, I don't know her. And we going to have to talk before you come up in my house. Fam, man, the code is easy with us. We can sit, fam, we in here 1.4 thousand deep, y'all. And we all got the same story. Don't let these people try to mix us up. Can't nobody get around us. I feel you, family. Yes, shout out. Yes, that's the first thing we do. If we like, yo, who are you? I don't know you. I do not know you. And if I don't know you, my family don't know you, we going to ask some questions. We're not going to sit there and just let see y'all in the chat. Look at that. Yep. Facts. We got a real lineage heritage culture. We're not cultureless people. Matter of fact, we are the most culturally strong, solidified people in America, in the world. Nobody's got a culture like us. But that's the first question we're going to ask. Who your mama? You know what I'm saying? I don't know how many times I bring somebody over like, hey, man, you going to have to talk to my mama. My mom say, all right, who are you? Boom. And then the kids say, oh, no. And then mess around and your mama know her mama. You know what I'm saying? Or know their mama and be like, oh, man, okay, I tell your mom. And then they might see each other out in public. I've been with my mom and I go out in public and she sees one of my friends' moms and I didn't even know they knew each other. They be like, oh, what up, girl? They start talking and stuff. I'm like, all right, mom, I'm about to go over there and go hang out, whatever. And then they just start talking. And I didn't know that my friend's mom knew my mom. They already knew each other because we got that village. We got that village, fam. It'd be cool. I be going to the store with my mom, and then I see my homeboy's mom, and then they start talking, and I see my homeboy. I'm like, damn, my mama's on each other. Damn, what's up? And it's all love, and we cool, and we keep it pushing. Nobody's like foundational Black Americans. So I don't know who this individual is, and I want to know who sent her. Who your mama? Because I'm thinking your mama is Rachel Dolezal. That's what I'm thinking. All right? That's what I'm thinking. Who your mama? Because I don't trust it. The Massachusetts accent, the Mississippi accent, they ain't adding up. All the Democratic talking points, I don't think any of us know who her mama is or her dad. I don't know your lineage. I'm not, listen, fam, we're not believing someone's FBA just because they say it. That used to be the thing. Well, he said he was. Well, come on in. No, hell no. You can say anything. I could tell you I'm a billionaire. Don't mean I got $1 billion. So we are thorough now, and we have to be thorough more than ever. Check this out, y'all. Even further, yeah, who your kin? Yep, I see you. Yep, you absolutely right, family. Who your kin? I don't know you. Who you? I need to know a grandma, a cousin. Somebody got to be identifiable. If not, you can't come up in here because I don't know your intentions. That's the way the game. Yeah, what church you go to? Yep. Who's your pastor? Yep. There you go. Fam, watch this. Now it gets even more. She goes to her house and you start seeing all the signs in her yard. Watch when you see the signs in her yard, family. This looked like it came from a Kamala Harris campaign rally. I'm not lying. And listen to the Massachusetts accent again. Listen to it. She said, in my yard. Here we go.
Anti-Blackness.
Hey y'all, it's me. So I just got some new yard signs and I thought that I'd show you. I also wanted to show you that I don't just talk big on the internet, okay? Okay? This is me, okay? All right, so hold on, all right? All right, y'all, we're gonna start with this one. And then we're gonna, and y'all, I can't wait.
Even her mannerisms are not of a Black American woman. Those mannerisms, family, are far, far more from the dominant society. Those are not foundational Black American female mannerisms. They're not at all. But look at these signs right here, y'all. Watch these.
With this one. And then we're gonna, and y'all, I can't wait for my grass to come back to life. Okay, anyways, bam, we got that one right there.
Black Lives Matter. Here we found. This is all Democrat. Somebody said an actress. You ain't lying. Black Lives Matter sign. Fam, I thought you was RBG. One thing again about them RBG folks, they not really on Black Lives Matter like that. They're really not. Those Pan-African people with all the dreads, they not really on that Black Lives Matter stuff. So the people that she's pretending to be aren't even on this. This is Democrat stuff. This is all Democrat. A Black Lives Matter sign. Y'all would have put your last dollar that she would have one of those, and she does. This is more op being identified.
Ooh, ooh. We're going to come over here. I replaced Martin. He broke.
A Martin Luther King quote. A Martin Luther King quote. An injustice anywhere. An injustice anywhere is a problem anywhere, or whatever the damn quote is. There you go right there. There you go. And that's the one they love, because that quote, you don't see them coming to get my check. You don't see that, family. You see that all lives matter kind of quote. You notice that, well, an injustice here is an injustice for everyone. You know, the 3 Martin Luther King quotes out of all of the great things he said, the 3 that they went and found that they use on us all the time, she's got that. I guarantee you, anybody calls her out, she'll start saying it. Well, you know, injustice anywhere now, one for all of us. See, there you go. So Martin Luther King. And listen how she says Martin, by the way. Martin Luther King. Fam, this is a Massachusetts W woman. That's it. They ain't not wrong with it, but just be who you are.
Bam, we got that one right there. Ooh, ooh.
You said, ooh,
we're going to come over here.
What was it?
I replaced Martin. He broke, so I got him back up now. Now we're going to walk down over here. So this is one of my favorite new ones. And I live on a main road, y'all. So
no justice, no peace. Fam, this is straight out of Black Lives Matter Democrats, y'all. This is what it is. This is no different than the women in the Me Too movement. This is all this is. This is 2015. This is 2015 right here. You ain't said nothing profound or anything that is reflective of the sentiments and expressions of the Black American grassroots. In the Black American grassroots, this isn't 2009 where you can act like you don't know what we're saying. We run America. The foundational Black American grassroots runs this country. There's no way that you can say you plugged in with blackness, but do not understand what we're doing in the grassroots right now today. There's no way. So if you're not talking or acknowledging us, that means that you are a Democratic shield. That's what this woman is.
like everybody drives by this house, and the house is well known, okay, because we got some like old farmhouse that's like iconic in this area, right? Because you know I live up in the mountains. I'm about to run out of time. All right, look, and these are my other two new ones.
Fam, watch her now. Listen to her trying to get back into the Southern accent. Here we go. It was Massachusetts and it was in my yard a minute ago. Now listen to her trying to kick back into the Alabama accent. They flip-flop back and forth trying to fool you with a fake Southern accent. A Southern accent is every single tether's way of infiltrating the community because they know we're very verbal people and we listen to how you speak. Watch her try to jump back to an Alabama accent, y'all. Watch.
Everybody drives by this house, and the house is well known, okay? Because we got some like old farmhouse that's like iconic in this area, right? Because you know I live up in the mountains. I'm about to run out of time. All right, look, and these are my other two new ones. And
I live in the mountain. I'm about to run out of time. What happened to all that talk? I'm running out of time. What happened to that? Now it's like, I got to hurry up now, you know what I'm saying? I live up in the mountain, you know what I'm saying? I got to hurry up, come running out of time and stuff, you know what I'm talking about? Listen to this. Try again.
Iconic in this area, right? Because, you know, I live up in the mountains. I'm about to run out of time. All right, look.
All right,
and these are my other two new ones, and I love them, and it makes me...
Deport Elon. Resist, persist, and repeat. Man, you don't get the hell up out of here. Man, please. And those are her signs, and she is a Democratic shield sent in to try to infiltrate the foundational Black American grassroots. Easy work, y'all. So we've been watching that. Yeah, terrible, right? Her voice, yeah. Notice that she's trying to do that. She's trying to jump from one to the other. She's trying to be very slick, very clever with it, but none of that's working. So the crash out continues, and you're watching all of these people fold, and we're watching them all, y'all, because there's going to be more. I'm being real, y'all. And tell me, work with me now. Let me know if I'm right or let me know if I'm wrong. I'm thinking in the next year, the Democrats are going to present somebody who's going to be like another fake activist who's going to be clearly non-FBA. I think they're going to take this off of social media and try to put it into the mainstream. I think that's what they're, where they're going next. Because, like Talcum X and Sean King, all that failed. Rachel Dolezal, like all that failed. They wanted that to be the thing, but that didn't really work. I'm thinking now they're going to start elevating fake activists. Because if you really want to go there, y'all, go back to 2015, 16. Go back to the Black Lives Matter era. Do you remember that they were bringing all these fake activists? That's how Black Lives Matter came about. It was a bunch of fake activists that they started trying to put in to get rid of all of the real activists. Y'all know about out there in Ferguson, all the real people, and then they would send in Black Lives Matter, give them a microphone. We got rid of all of them. All of them. I want you to think about 2016. Y'all remember D-Ray? Y'all remember D-Ray, right? Black Lives Matter? Gone. That Sean King guy, gone. Not out here. All the Black Lives Matter people, gone. Y'all remember Tamika Mallory? Gone. Remember all of those bought and paid for activists? We ran them all out of the paint. They've all been replaced with us. And the dominant side, D-Ray was going on talk shows. This man was going on talk shows, man. You didn't know who these people were. They were just showing up, getting microphones. They was going on talk shows, all types of crazy things. I'm thinking that's where they want to go now because they want to dilute the energy of the black activists. The black activists, the certified activists, the grassroots is getting too strong. They're coming up with a counter to the grassroots energy, and we're not allowing it. Everything they do is getting rejected. So they're going to probably try to say, look at this person right here. And it's going to be another Rachel Dolezal, all right? And they're going to say this person is a leader of the Black lineage movement. There's some people and there's some organizations already that I can say they're doing that with, and it starts with an A and a D, and it's got an O and an S in it, but I'm gonna leave that alone. But that's more from like the political side. They're gonna start having some of these social people come around. We're gonna be running them out the paint. Because if you really think about it, all of those fake activists from 2015, all the Tyrannosaurus Burks, the D-Rays, the Sean Kings, the Tamika Mallory's, y'all know they've been all replaced by Black Alpha, Marcel Dixon. You know what I'm saying? They've been all replaced. All of them have been replaced. The brothers and sisters in this lineage movement, we replaced them. You don't see them. Go back to when Joe Biden when he won in 2020, and then go to now. The activists that represent the grassroots are us. We got rid of all of them. When myself, my brother Afro Elite, when my brother Marcel, we got rid of them. You already had Tariq's Nasheed, and you already had the higher people, but all of the next level folks, we got rid of all of them. They all gone out the paint. And essentially was replaced by our energy. And here to let them know we're going to continue to do that. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm the number one activist. So none of that's going to work. They can try that all day. My brother Sage is in the building. My brother Sage, I see you, family. My brother Sage as well. If you go out there to New York, my brother Sage out there holding it down, doing real work. You don't see those fake activists no more. Think about it, y'all. Go back to 2016. Back in 2016, you had all of the fake activists out there. You don't see Tamika Mallory. You don't see D-Ray. You don't see Sean King. They've all been replaced with Black Alpha, Marcel Dixon, my brother Sage. We replaced all of them. They don't exist no more. You see us out there doing frontline work where Black Lives Matter used to be. So that's how it is. As a matter of fact, a lot of people don't even know this. Let me tell y'all a little story. I'm gonna give y'all a little story. When I went to the hate crime scene in Jacksonville, when I was down there reporting, there were some people who were there, and I believe that they were on some Black Lives Matter stuff. They were kind of like trying to do some Black Lives Matter and reporting on it or whatever. I think because I heard them trying to talk, and they were trying to shift it to the Republicans a little bit, all right, because they were out there trying to film and do some stuff. So when I showed up on the scene, okay, and mind you, I was there at night in the hot summer, and the streets were blocked off. I had to walk through the projects to get all the way to the scene of the crime. And when I got there, I seen some people, they was talking about the Republicans and all that kind of stuff. I shut all that down. I was like, oh no, we ain't doing that. So when I pulled out and I started talking and doing my damn thing, I washed all of that. I mopped all that up. I ran all that Black Lives Matter energy out there. So now when everybody thinks about that crime that happened on Kings Road in Jacksonville, Florida, everybody thinks about what Black Alpha was saying. That's what we've been doing. The real activists, my brother Marcel, myself, my brother Sage, all the way across the board, man, we've been out here holding it down and getting rid of all of those people. Trash. So that energy is not going to exist, and we're going to make sure that none of these people are going to be here. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of, like I said, my brother Tariq, but those are the brothers who've been around for a long time. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the new wave of brothers who showed up. All right. I'm not talking about people who've been around for a long time. You got a lot of people who've been around, doing a thing, holding it down, and we got to bring more people. That's why my brother Tariq always says, like, I wanted to bring my brother Black Alpha, Marcel. I wanted to have them come on and elevate that. That's one thing about my brother Tariq. Tariq is always talking about elevating new activists and putting them up on the main stage. And that's what we got to do more as people. We got to start elevating more people. So meaning, as my brother Tariq allowed me to get on stage in Washington, D.C. and put some shine on me, I'm going to be doing the same. Matter of fact, I got my brother Churches in here right now. You know what I'm saying? By the way, y'all, shout out. Y'all subscribe to my brother Church's channel. I'm going to go and be on his show this Sunday. Y'all tune in. And that's how we got to start doing it. It's got to be waves of it, fam. You got to be waves of it. You know what I'm saying? And then when you up, you got to let the next person. Because let me tell you, the dominant society, they bringing new people in every day. Every day they got new folks out there. They breeding new supremacists every day. So we got to breed new activists every single day. Absolutely. Yeah, it's generational. It's generational. That's what the Boule used to do. That's why with John Lewis and them, these guys would be 192 years old. And they didn't want to give the baton to nobody. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to keep that to themselves. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. And then also to keep it a buck, like I said, you got the black media and then you got activism. You know what I'm saying? We do media, fam, but y'all know what it is. This is activism. All right. We don't listen. Much respect to everybody. But I don't sit here and turn on the computer and press play and just give y'all news and views. This ain't no news and views out here. You know what I mean? We out here in the streets for real. This is activism that's being brought to you through shows. Because half the time I'm reporting what I've physically been out here able to do, boots on the ground. I don't just hit play. You got a lot of people, they're only good when they got good Wi-Fi. And they don't be nowhere. And all they do is hit play. And they say, well, I believe this, that, and the other thing. My mama can do that. Anybody right now can do that. Just go ahead and hit and just give everybody your opinion. This ain't news and views. All right. This is hate crime scenes. Multiple hate crime scenes. You know what I seen? Let me tell y'all what I seen in the last year. I'm talking about in the last year. I seen the Secret Service 6 different times. I seen the ATF. I've seen the FBI multiple times. And I believe that we've been surrounded by some agents, to be honest with you. You don't get that when you just media and you hitting play and then giving everybody your opinion. It's real out here. And that's the difference. When you go back to the Black Panther Party, they didn't just sit there and report. See, reporting is fine, but I like to report on what I just did. You know, my brother Sage was just out there in New York. He was out there talking about what he did, not reporting what someone else did. That's good. Media is fine. But the media side and the activist side, one thing that separates Black Alpha from everybody else is that we are the ones that blend both of them. So you're going to get the media side and you're going to get the activism all in one together. That's just how I'm rolling, because I'm from that aspect of the Huey P. Newtons, of the Fred Hamptons, of the Bobby Seals. All of that stuff is cool. But I like to go out in the field, show up to hate crimes, look over my shoulder. Fam, I was in one recently. I had to drive down a whole dark back road. All right. Go past things I wasn't supposed to be going and go out there and then come back and report what happened. Not sit back, turn on the thing and tell y'all what I heard about. Don't ask me about it. I was there. And that's the difference what separates a lot of us, fam. We out here pushing it in a real element. And that's why I don't say the number one news anchor. I don't say the number one black media. I say the number one activist. Acting means you got to put in action. You got to be out there putting in work. You got to be out there doing it in real life time. You can have all the scholars, all the intelligent people who just talk. That's all sweet, fine, and dandy. That's them. Me, I'm all about action, putting in work, and then I'm going to talk about it after we put in the game. That's how we doing it, fam. Certified all the goddamn time. Proceed to give them what they need. Boots on the ground. Absolutely, family. Absolutely. They ain't out here just reading books, fam. Reading books is cool. But after you read that damn book, you better get on up and go out and do something. What it's saying, you better get up, get out and get something. That's what we doing, family. We getting up, we getting out, and we getting it. That's the way we moving in this game. Yep, 10 toes down, family. All the way live, all the way live, all the way live, all the way live. So back to these people crashing out. Back to these people falling out. This is more reason why foundational Black Americans are not accepting any of these newcomers that are showing up. And there's a newcomer every single day, and these newcomers are out here trying to infiltrate what we have created. Fam, watch over everything and everyone, because the time for them to try to steal our energy and to take our energy is different. This is it now, because they understand if they don't do something with this foundational Black American grassroots movement today, oh man, it's over. They want Boule back. They want the Boule back so bad, y'all. They remember a time where they weren't getting called out. They remember a time where they weren't being, they weren't able to get off on us. They weren't able to trick us. None of that. FBA, we in here putting in real, genuine, certified work. If you dig. So that's the difference. So they crashing out left and right, politically and socially. There's multiple crash outs going on in real time, and they don't like the very fact that foundationals certified. We on the grind, and we moving stronger than ever. Stronger than ever, stronger than ever, stronger than ever. That's the difference between us and them. There's a lot of differences between us and them, and that's the main one. So if you see further proof that these individuals don't have it together, remember, they're trying to evoke all of this emotion from all of these people, and everybody that they're trying to get involved. These people are nobodies. Nobodies. You won't see them. You never heard of them, and they're out here crashing out, and foundational Black Americans are calling them out. Let me add this to it. Okay, fam? One more thing that I'm going to show y'all. This is something even more potent. We talk about people crashing out and ruining everybody. Yeah, certified salute, family. Much love and respect. Much love and respect. Oh, and by the way, when I say I'm the #1 activist, when I talk about certified Black society, I'm talking about right now, I know for a fact we have the strongest Black empowerment movement going. The voice of empowerment. This is the people's movement, all right? And we're moving all as one. So that's in every single element of life. Every single element. All the brothers and sisters right here and what we've been doing for the last few years, especially over the last year, y'all, we are changing it. If they need somebody to be the vanguards on the front line, you're dealing with certified Black society right now. The Black Alpha Network, certified Black society, the chat, all of us, fam. We are the people's movement, the foundational Black American lineage, heritage, and culture. And we are the voice of empowerment, and they know better. But speaking of these folks knowing better, y'all, let me show y'all somebody who's been out here hiding. And this is why they got a bone to pick with us, because now they understand that when foundational Black Americans have called out everything that the Democrats are doing, and we've called out everything that the Democrats have tried, the main thing is that we got them fighting each other. Yes, they're fighting each other unlike ever before. How do you know that they're fighting each other, y'all? It's because Kamala Harris just showed back up, and she's taking shots at Barack Obama. Watch this.
We are seeing organizations stay quiet. We are seeing those who are capitulating to clearly unconstitutional threats. And these are the things that we are witnessing each day in these last few months in our country. And it understandably creates a great sense of fear. Because, you know, there were many things that we knew would happen. Many things. I'm not here, so I told you so.
Who's afraid? She said Trump is creating fear. We're not afraid. Who are you talking to? See, they're selling fear, trying to tell us that we're scared. We're not going for that. Nobody's sitting there saying, yeah, I'm scared now. Woo, I'm so scared. You see that? And if it's so bad, why are you laughing right now? So you're saying Donald Trump is doing all these terrible things in 2 months, by the way, and you're laughing about it? It sounds like they're out here trying to get involved. And watch what she does, y'all. She throws a shot at Barack Obama and says some people aren't saying anything. A lot of new reports have came out and proven that Kamala Harris and Barack are at odds because Barack Obama never liked her. Watch her throw a shot at Obama. This is about Obama right here.
We are seeing organizations stay quiet. We are seeing those who are capitulating to clearly unconstitutional threats. And these are the things that we are witnessing each day in these last few months in our country. And it understandably creates a great sense of fear. Because, you know, there were many things that we knew would happen. Many things. I'm not here, so I told you so. But I'll say,
still cackling, y'all. Still, they don't get it. I'm telling y'all. Look at her trying to sell fear. Who's been selling fear more than the Democrats? And they're upset because we're not scared. They're upset because we're not scared, y'all.
This fear has a way of being contagious. Yeah. Okay. When one person has fear, it has a way of spreading to those around them and spreading. And we are witnessing that, no doubt.
Obama was working against Kamala Harris. Watch this.
He also didn't want Kamala Harris to be the replacement for Biden. He didn't think that she was the best choice for Democrats. And he worked really behind the scenes for a long time to try to have a mini primary or an open convention or mini primary leading to an open convention. Did not have faith in her ability to win the election.
Elizabeth Pipko, do you believe that?
I do. Look, here's the thing with Barack Obama. Unlike Kamala Harris, by the way, Barack Obama, like Donald Trump, won his election because he had the support of the American people. If you look back, who could fill an arena like Donald Trump could? Really only Barack Obama. So he knows what it looks like when a candidate or a party has the support of the people. He actually was not blind to what was going on during Joe Biden's term, and he knew exactly what was probably going to happen if Kamala Harris took her post at the top of the ticket the way that she did. He's not a stupid man. He knows exactly what it looks like when a administration is successful. And obviously when a person has a chance at winning fair and square in an election, he knew what was going on. He saw his own numbers shrinking when he went out to support Kamala Harris. And I'm pretty sure he expected exactly what he got on November 5th.
Yeah.
Oh, no, say it ain't so. Not oh. So if you guys follow politics like I do, you know that there was this new book that just came out entitled Inside the Wildest Battle for the White House, where it was revealed that your first Black president, Barack Hussein Obama, was not in support of Kamala Harris being president either. And reportedly, he did not believe in her ability and was working behind the scenes against her. So now it would make sense why he came out at the 25th hour to endorse her and campaign on her behalf. Pandering to Black people, although you have many that like to think that it was only 8% of us that voted for Trump, although Trump won in a landslide, and statistically that's impossible for it to only be just 8% of us that voted for him. But now you have to add Barack Hussein Obama to that so-called 8%. Because he was telling Black men, you know, I think y'all probably have an issue with the fact that she's a woman, and that's the reason why we don't want to vote for her. No, sir. And why is it that the same party that don't know what a woman is always conveniently like to bring that up with their campaign?
Stop. So wait a minute. Barack Obama is coming out now that he never supported her. Let me tell y'all why. We already know. We covered all that. All that's something we've been covered. That's how thorough we are on the Black Alpha Network. Certified, number one. We knew that Barack Obama was not trying to get behind Kamala because he knew that we weren't rocking with him. And he understood. See, one thing about Obama ain't no different than that Massachusetts, Mississippi girl that was talking. Obama's one of them. Obama's a tether himself. One thing tethers know how to do. They don't know how to build their homeland. They don't know how to sit still. They know how to run, and they know how to copy and study FBA. A tether cannot build their own house, but I guarantee you, they can watch you, how you talk and how you move, and have it down pat. That's what a tether does. A tether is just someone who observes and copies. That's what it is. So Obama knew we weren't rocking with him, and he knew that his legacy was trash. So he knew that she was going to lose. He was like, man, she going to lose anyway. He knew that all that yes, we can stuff wasn't working for him, and that yes, we can stuff wasn't going to work for her neither. He understands it's a new generation and a new era, and out with the old, in with the new. So we put that on the line, and we called it out. As a matter of fact, somebody, okay, me, myself, and I, when I was in Washington, D.C., at the rally for reparations, I called out Obama 6 blocks away from the damn White House on stage. I'm one of the few people that went to D.C., got on stage, and called out Barack Obama. Y'all remember that? Go watch it. I said, y'all remember Barack Obama. Y'all know Black Alpha don't give a damn. All right? I called Barack Obama, the ex-president. I called him an H to the O, a hoe, on stage, right down the street from the White House, because I wanted him to hear it. And I said, y'all remember Barack Obama? Y'all remember the yes, we can era? Well, there's no more yes, we can era. We're now in the hell to the no era. That's what I said. And I will continuously say, we are in the hell to the no era. So I got on stage and I said it loud and clear for everybody to know. I call Barack Obama an H to the Izzo without the V to the Izzy. You dig? And that's the way we moving, and that's our energy. And we ran him out the paint. And he knew that. I said that in June. By November, he got roasted. Remember when he came out and was trying to critique black men and women? Well, he tried to critique black men. Black women lit him up. All right? Remember that. That's one thing I always took from this election, y'all. Brothers and sisters roasted him for trying to pull that little lecture he did on us. Don't let nobody try to hit you with a 92% and all that. Man, our FBA sisters ran Obama out the damn paint. You can go look at the videos now. They still out there. Go look at all of the episodes that we did. And we had the best political coverage in the world this summer about the election. Go look at it. You seen we were showing videos of sisters just destroying him. Sisters wasn't going to allow Barack Obama to criticize their men. It wasn't going to happen. So while the Democrats were trying to create that rift between black American men and black American women, we actually united during this election. And then we ran all of them out. See, we don't look at man or woman. We look at it as certified Democratic Shield. Certified, we all over here. Democratic Shield, they all out the way. So Barack Obama, he got his note ahead of time. And then he said, I don't want nothing to do with Kamala. He understood that she was toxic. So he just go ahead and he jumped off of that goddamn train. Yep. And then he comes out and he says all that stuff that he said, and then he disappeared. And a lot of people right now are mad at Barack Obama. Fam, they're on Barack Obama's neck right now. They're saying, where have you been? Because if you notice, Barack just fell all the way back. Why is Barack Obama MIA? He's MIA because he has no base. No, the same people that he used to try to say, y'all do this and pick up your pants and pay child support. All of that stuff that Barack Obama was doing, foundational black Americans got rid of him. There's nowhere to go. They're asking, where's Obama? I'm going to tell you where Obama is. He's gone. There's nothing for Obama out here in these streets. FBA is not rocking with him. He understands he's racially homeless and politically homeless. We got rid of Barack Obama, and he has to deal with it. Let me show y'all something I've seen off of Being Liberal. This is off of a website called Being Liberal, okay? Check this out. Look what the liberal community is saying about Barack Obama. Look at this. Being Liberal, definitely worth a conversation. A confrontational, a controversial opinion here. Since his retirement from politics, Barack Obama has displayed astonishing lack of regard for the public good. Instead of serving his fellow human beings, damn, they said human beings. They didn't even say his fellow Democrats. They said this man letting down humans. He letting human beings down. He has mainly devoted himself to a rigorous program of conspicuous self-celebrations. Man, the liberals are roasting Barack Obama. That's your people. That's the people that you placed above FBA, Barack. That's your people, Barack Hussein Obama. Yeah, you are the one who made policies for all of those liberals, and now they're turning on you. So FBA ain't rocking with you, and now the liberals are saying, where you been? You let humans down. Yep, they ran him out of Pittsburgh. Yep, much respect, fam. Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, he like Tiger Woods. Yeah. And Kamala getting the same treatment. And this is what he over here crying. He like, man, y'all done left us now, Barack. Barack, oh no, he done for. Done for. So can we add Barack Obama to the crash out continues? Oh, yes, we are. You on the crash out continues now, Barack. The liberals are calling you out. The liberals are calling you out. Oh, by the way, just so we can clear things up, there goes Mrs. Massachusetts Margaret. All right, that's Massachusetts Margaret. Just real quick, okay, for the people in the back row. That's a black woman, y'all. That is a black woman. That's a light-skinned black woman right there. That's Massachusetts Margaret. You know, the one with the dreads and the RBG flag and what's up, dog, and yo, yo, yo. That right there is what we were just exposing. The same way we exposed Bonnet Becky, the same way we exposed Miss Gomez, the same way we exposed Lucy Liu. That is 4 different imposters in 4 days. That's what we're doing right here on the Black Alpha Network. Thorough, shining, y'all, shining. So that right there is exactly what we've been talking about. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So no. You can't come in, Martha. You can't come in, Martha. You're going to have to see your way all the way to the back. So we have deported you. You have to go. All right. You got to get on up out of here because you are not welcome in a foundational Black American space. But y'all, They are so mad right now. I'm going to trip y'all out with what came across my timeline just recently. I know that they are having so much trouble out here in these streets, right? With the whole Barack Obama thing. Now let's get it even further. So I want to make this point, what we've been doing. We got them fighting each other. That's what I'm talking about. We got them fighting each other right now. This is what they're doing. The Democrats are going back and forth. We always talking about how we started the Civil War. Can we go there, y'all? Okay, so we got on code. We put out a whole bunch of certified energy. We made them crash during an election, and they've crashed out further and further since. We thought the election was bad, fam. They've crashed out even worse after the election. I thought the election was going to be like, that's it. And then I didn't know they'd be singing songs in the street, making TikTok videos, getting investigated, getting rounded up, charges pressed on them. I didn't know none of that. That's what they did to their damn self. You feel me? So after that, they started clashing back and forth with each other. Now, they done showed, since that news came out with Barack Obama, right? All the news came out that Barack, he turned his back on Kamala. There's a lot of people mad. So you got the W liberal, they're mad at Barack Obama saying he ain't done nothing, right? And then what they're really saying, let me say this too. What the liberals are mad at, all the W liberals, let me tell you what that's really about. It's not that Barack Obama has been quiet. They're not mad at him. Okay, I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to tell you how it is. I'm going to tell you why the white liberal is mad at Barack Obama, like that article I just read. They're not mad at Barack Obama because he's been quiet or he's been celebrating himself. They're mad at Barack Obama because they spent a fortune on him so he could subdue black folks for the next 100 years. And their investment hasn't paid off. Barack Obama failed all of his white liberal masters. He was supposed to rock black people to sleep until the year 3000. I'm not playing either. They used Martin Luther King and they hijacked his legacy and they used that against black people for 60 years. So you know damn well if they put somebody in the seat of presidency, oh, that's at least 100 years. Barack Obama was supposed to rock black people to sleep and keep us asleep. Yes, We Can was supposed to be the nowadays version of I Have a Dream. See, black Americans, we revered Martin Luther King. So every time they would try to hit us with the Martin Luther King said he had a dream. Y'all need to stop being mean now. Because remember, they used Martin Luther King to try to keep foundational black Americans quiet. And then we were like, well, you can't tell us about Martin Luther King. He's us. So when Obama came in and they tried to Yes, We Can, we were like, you're not even of the lineage, bro. No. You from Kansas Karen and Mr. Mutombo. You're not of the lineage. So now they're mad at Barack Obama because Barack failed them. He was supposed to come in, say, yes, we can. And then all of our kids and kids were supposed to be getting yes, we can until the year 3000. And they could say, see, Barack Obama did his job. The very fact that Barack Obama didn't last at all, and then FBA showed up with no regards for him, completely expelled him, called him a tether and said, get the hell up out of here, Barack. They're mad at him about that. They're saying, come on now, Barack, you were supposed to keep those black folks at bay. So now they're looking at him and saying, he's worthless. He's worthless. What dividends does Barack Obama provide to the dominant society? We know why he was put in office, to keep us at bay, to keep the black grassroots down. Now, what does he provide? He has no clout, no cachet, and no credentials. So all of his W liberal friends are mad at him. And I'm going to be real with you. They're going to go back on Barack Obama's legacy. I'm telling you now, y'all know the way the system of supremacy works. We're going to go to the psychological aspect of it. They're going to go back to Barack Obama's legacy and they are going to destroy it. They're going to blame everything. I've already seen it. They blamed the war on terror on Barack Obama and he inherited that war. But they blamed him for it. They're going to amplify that. They're going to blame anything, all the illegals, and even though he deported a lot of people, they're going to blame that on him. Anything that Trump, Biden, or Bush, all them W's that he's surrounded by, George W. Bush, Donald Trump, Joe Biden, all of that's going to get blamed on Barack Obama. And FBA, we don't give a damn. Because remember, y'all need to pick up y'all pants and pay child support. Okay, well, you need to deal with your legacy that they don't like you no more. See, we're not coming to save them. So that is the definition of being racially homeless. You play with your legacy a lot of times. See, these people make deals with supremacy. And then when we don't follow suit, the dominant society sees their contract null and void. And he's fell out. So that's why you're getting all of those hit pieces. You never thought you'd see the day where the W liberal was calling out Barack Obama saying he don't do nothing. That's because he's failed. And now on the flip side of that, the Boule is mad at him. Fam, Barack is done. The Boule is coming after Barack Obama. And let me tell you why they're mad. I already showed you why the white liberals mad. They're mad because Barack Obama hasn't been able to subdue black folks. All right. We sent all that packing. Yeah. We sent all that back to him. We said, nope, reject. The Boule is mad at Barack Obama now because he was their access. When Barack Obama got in, that was seen as a success for the Boule, the Divine Nine, all of those sororities and fraternities. Barack was supposed to provide jobs for the Al Sharptons, the Michael Erica Dysons, the Tavis Smileys. He was supposed to take care of them. What ended up happening is he doesn't have any more power, so he can't provide them deals. Remember when Kamala was just running and all of those Boule folks was trying to get a job in her administration? Because that's what it was about. They all wanted a job. See, in the system of supremacy, in particular in the politic world, black folks don't get nothing at all. So they hope and they beg that one day they can get a black tether in office. That's why the Boule love Barack and they love Kamala, because they understand Donald Trump, Joe Biden, they're not giving them no jobs in their cabinet. Hell no. So they just plea, and one day they hope that they can get a blackface tether, and that tether can give them jobs in administration. That's why Roland Martin was out here. He was doing an audition. Why do you think Plaz was doing an audition? Plaz wanted a job. Why do you think Fat Joe, Plaz, Roland Martin, Ricky Smiley, they were all auditioning for some type of job with the Kamala Harris administration. We ruined that for him. All right. It's the same way Donald Trump just became president and he's giving jobs to Linda McMahon and Robert F. Kennedy. He's taking care of his people. So all of the Boule, they got a little deal in the Boule that if one of y'all make it, then you bring all of us in. That's what they are to do. Now, they all got to do that under supremacy. They can't ever go above supremacy, but they can get little trinkets. So the Boule's mad because Barack Obama ruined all of that. Barack Obama was supposed to be the president. He was supposed to be the post-president and do all these things for the Boule. It didn't happen. And then they said, okay, cool. Well, Barack, we can use him to get Kamala in office, and Kamala give us one. Now we're finding out that he didn't rock with Kamala. So now the Boule is upset. Yeah, the Boule is battered right now. And they're sending them out. So on one hand, you have the dominant society liberal, don't like Barack. Then on the other side, you got the Boule. They don't like Barack because they feel that he sabotaged Kamala. And foundational Black Americans, we played a role in all of that. We got rid of Barack Obama. We rejected him. We called him a tether. We end up making the liberals turn on him, which in essence made the Boule turn on him. And now to the point, y'all, Michael Erica Dyson just came out and he went off on Barack Obama. So this is Boule on Boule crime here. And I'm going to FBA my way the hell out of it and watch all of those irrelevant people crash out as it continues. Y'all look at this right here. This is Michael Erica Dyson on the Tavis Smiley show, and he goes on a full attack of Barack Obama. Yes, y'all. The Boule is finally realizing they don't hold no damn power at all. Before we proceed, fair use, fair use, fair use. This is about teaching, scholarship, research, and commentary. Fair use. Y'all watch this. The Boule on Boule crime has just begun.
We'll start with the Obama story. Michael Eric Dyson, run.
You know, it is no surprise that Barack Obama was instrumental in denying the legitimacy of the campaign of Kamala Harris. He has never been especially embracing of her. I'm not suggesting that he wanted to be the only one, to be the monumental one, because she brings an even greater, if you will, circumference of diversities. Not only like him was she multiracial, but she was a woman at the same time. And she brought a wealth of experience that suggested her diversities were far more interesting and compelling than a racial one. And as a result of that, may have instigated some concern among certain acolytes. I'll leave it at that abstract level. But to get real deep and specific about it, it is a shame and a tragedy that the former president can't be heard about DEI. Don't know where he is on what's happening now with the assault upon Black people, but behind the scenes, he can work to engineer the failure of a Black woman and have the nerve to say to Black men that you are the ones who, because of your sexism, won't support her, but you were the last one to endorse her. Sir, he thinks thou dost protest too much. And then for those Black men who back Trump despite his presidency, Negro, you get what you deserve. You silly Negroes who don't understand the fundamental character of political negotiation. Now, I ain't saying that if you had something to gain in the negotiation and in the navigation that you shouldn't, of course, articulate an ideal that could be preciously held by the masses of Black folk, but you ain't done your job. And this man is not offering anything beyond his trumped up charges against black people, his refusal to acknowledge the legitimacy of black culture. And now we discovered today, to add a fourth story, that Kevin Young, the director of the National Museum for African American History and Culture, has been placed on indefinite leave. This is a direct assault. Where you at, Barack? Where's your voice? Where are you speaking? Can we not simply make a lot of money with white folk, which is beautiful and powerful, make more of it, but make noise by committing yourself to the fundamental premise of democracy and to defend the people that you said you were not the president of? We know you ain't the president of Black America, but you are beloved, rightfully so, as an icon for us, and no one has greater political capital than you. Speak, sir, in behalf of your people.
We'll start with the Obama story. Michael Eric Dyson, run.
The Boule is so damn mad. Fam, this is all the result of every last one of you guys. This is what happens when we get on code. Everything you see in America is the after effects of FBA canceling people. You can draw a direct line between what we've done with all of the drama, all of the problems on the home front for all of these people. Yes. You wouldn't have Michael Erica Dyson so angry at Barack Obama right now if FBA didn't cancel Obama. You wouldn't see Michael Erica Dyson so mad right now at Barack Obama if we would have voted for Kamala. The fact that we did not vote for those two tethers, those two non-FBA tethers, that has Michael Erica Dyson mad. And listen to what he says. Listen, he straight up says, he says, we did not go anywhere because Barack Obama sabotaged Kamala. See, Obama was jumping off that ship because he knew Kamala couldn't win, because he knew we were going to do to her what we already done to him. It's not our fault that we were 100 steps ahead of what they thought, but they thought wrong again.
You know, it is no surprise that Barack Obama was instrumental in denying the legitimacy of the campaign of Kamala Harris. He has never been especially embracing of her.
Barack Obama was responsible for delegitimizing Kamala? D-zam. Damn. Sound like there's some trouble on the home front. Sound like it ain't all good in Boule land. Fam, what you want to do? I showed you the Starburst community crashing out, the migrant community crashing out, the tether community, the shield community, and now the Boule community crashing out as the crash out continues.
I'm not suggesting that he wanted to be the only one, to be the monumental one, because she brings an even greater, if you will, circumference of diversities. Not only like him was she multiracial, but she was a woman at the same time. And she brought...
I think that as well. What he's saying here, a lot of people think Barack Obama wanted to be the only tether in the room. He didn't want a female version of him. Think about it. Neither one of these people are FBA. This is the diaspora, right? This is tetherism, y'all. This is tetherism. I think he wanted to be the only tether in the room. I think so. I never thought that Barack Obama liked her, because one thing about these tethercrats, they want to be the only tethercrat around. They don't want to share. You think he wanted to share Zaddy? You really think so? They don't want to share Zaddy. No, Zaddy's theirs. He's supposed to be with Zaddy. He don't want to have Zaddy on the weekends. He don't want to have half custody. He wants full custody of Zaddy. And Kamala, she was out there threatening all of that. So, yes, again, now it's coming out that Barack Obama sabotaged Kamala. And we reported on that because, remember, you guys, everybody who's here that watched some of our political coverage, remember, all of y'all, you guys were making all of those great points. Y'all had said, and I remember a couple episodes where we were talking in the chat, and I remember you guys saying, notice how Barack endorsed her the last few weeks of the election. And then you guys made another point. Y'all said, Alpha, notice how Barack Obama, when he campaigns for her, he's always talking about his accomplishments and not her. He went on a whole spiel about his legacy. Barack only showed up there so he can promote his legacy and not hers. Y'all had some excellent points. Yes, you did. And that's why I say this is the livest chat in the world.
Brought a wealth of experience that suggested her diversities were far more interesting and compelling than a racial one. And as a result of that, may have instigated some concern among certain acolytes. I'll leave it at that abstract level. But to get real deep and specific about it, it is a shame and a tragedy that the former president can't be heard about DEI. Don't know where he is on what's happening now with the assault upon black people, but behind the scenes, he can work to engineer the failure of a black woman and have the nerve to say to black men that you are the ones who, because of your sexism, won't support her, but you were the last one to endorse her, sir. He thinks thou dost protest too much. And then for those black men who backed Trump, despite
he said behind the scenes, we all knew behind the scenes he wasn't rocking. We all knew that. Y'all remember how many times we was like, nah, behind the scenes, he don't like her. And remember, Joe Biden was his guy. And she undercut Joe Biden to get in office. There's some real cracks in the Boule world, y'all. The Boules are terrible right now. I'm telling you. Fam, what they show you on TV is only half of the story. The Boule right now is worse than they've ever been. The Boules have nothing working for them.
his presidency, Negro, you get what you deserve. You silly Negroes who don't understand the fundamental character of political negotiation. Now, I ain't saying that if you had something to gain in the negotiation and in the navigation that you shouldn't, of course, articulate an ideal that could be preciously held by the masses of black folk, but you ain't done your job. And this man is not offering anything beyond his trumped up charges against black people, his refusal to acknowledge the legitimacy of black culture. And now we discovered today, to add a fourth story, that Kevin Young, the director of the National Museum for African American History and Culture, has been placed on indefinite leave. This is a direct assault. Where you at, Barack? Where's your voice? Where are you speaking? Can we not simply make a lot of money with white folk, which is beautiful and powerful, make more of it, but make noise by committing yourself to the fundamental premise of democracy and to defend the people that you said you were not the president of? We know you ain't the president of Black America, but you are beloved, rightfully so, as an icon for us, and no one has greater political capital than you. Speak, sir, in behalf of your people.
We'll start with the Obama story. Michael Eric Dyson, run.
Boy, them Boule biscuits flying everywhere, aren't they? Man, them Boule biscuits is flying. Woo, they are upset right now. But that's everything that we've been saying, though. Isn't it funny that Michael Erica, by the way, Michael Erica Dyson, weren't you the main one out here writing a love letter to black women? See, one thing the Democrats do, they try to talk as if things are real so they can persuade you to go in a different direction. So they'll say things like, aren't we all scared? No, that's not true. But they say it like it's true, so you just assume it and go along with it. They'll say things like, we need to fix the gender divide. And we're like, no, there isn't one. We stronger than ever. And Michael Erica Dyson, he was out here writing love letters and everything. And we kept saying, dog, certified foundational Black American men and women, we on code. Y'all gonna find out on election day. And he's mad at Barack Obama. All that stuff that he was talking, let me go ahead and translate that the same way we translated all of the supremacists and why they're mad at Obama. Obama's getting work on both angles, fam. They're mad at Barack Obama right now because he has ruined their access to being a part of the Kamala Harris administration. All right. They tap danced and they auditioned for it. He wrote that love letter to black women because he thought Kamala would win and say, Michael Erica Dyson, I'm going to make you the secretary of this. And she lost. No job. Fat Joe, he was out there trying to snuggle up next to her and lead the whole 50-50 hip hop thing because he thought she was going to make him the liaison of the Caribbean. She lost. No liaison. Plaz, come on now. You got to be that tall to even get in the White House. So Plaz, he wasn't going to make it either way. Ricky Smiley. D.L. Hughley, he just got off of Twitter. They all thought that they were going to get a job. And now they're pointing a finger and saying, well, Rock, you're responsible for it. He just said it. He's responsible for ruining basically her career. So the crash out continues with all of them. The Boule is crashing out, man. They ain't got nowhere to go. They got nothing. And that's all because of us. I always say, and I'll continue to say it, and this is one of foundational Black American grassroots accomplishments. And it's also a foundational Black American agenda. And that is that our victories don't look like everybody else's victories because we're not everybody else. They always get handouts. So that's how they go. Our victories look different because our victories, we got to get it out the mud. So when you see the Boule crashing out, they would only crash out if they weren't getting something from us. All of these institutions are based on hustling us. So meaning if you see that institution suffering, that's because they're not able to hustle us. Anytime you see a black-faced Democrat, somebody in the Boule or anybody of that ilk, anytime they're mad, anytime they're upset, Anytime they're struggling, it is all because they cannot fool Black Americans. When they can, they're happy. When they can't, that's what you get. So the crash out is continuing, and the crash out is happening live in the living color, fam. And guess what? We are doing something even better. I'm going to tell you what we're doing, y'all. We're enjoying it. See, this thing about us watching these people crash out and then we like come back around and be like, all right, that's cool now. We got you back. Nope. We're watching these people crash out and we're enjoying the show. And there's no bigger crash out in the United States of America right now than Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine Crockett is somebody that, like I said, they've pushed her out on the forefront so she can take the blowback from everything that's going on. Y'all look at this right here. Do y'all know this woman comes out and she said that she's a DEI hire? And I got a question. Matter of fact, let me ask y'all this real quick. And I mean this, I'm not playing. Is Jasmine Crockett a plant? Because I always think of the system of supremacy. I don't think about the illusion or the mirage that supremacy creates. All right. The system of supremacy is based on subterfuge and deception. Those are the two main identifiable traits of the system of supremacy. Subterfuge and deception. Everything is to deceive you. You can only keep people oppressed and suppressed for hundreds of years if you are deceiving them. Once you remove the deceit, they get washed. So they always got to keep us in this veil of deception. And trust me, when someone wants to lie to you, you never underestimate what they will do to lie. This thing where I don't know if they would say that lie. Liars have no jurisdiction. Liars have no limits. Meaning, a liar will say any damn thing to get you to go with how they're trying to hustle you. A liar will say anything to cover their ass. A liar will say anything to win. I'm starting to wonder. We don't know where this woman's from. We see that she's got a very sketchy background. Their paperwork is dirty, it's trash. Nobody believes her. And now she's starting to say some things that's making me wonder. I think she might be a political plant. And I think this is bigger than some left, right, Democrat, Republican stuff. Fam, if you're thinking about it, who do you see more than Jasmine Crockett? You see Jasmine Crockett more than anybody. Absolutely. My brother Damon, certified salute, fam. Absolutely. An agent in a plant. I'm starting to think this is more than just Democratic Shield. Roland Martin's a Democratic Shield, irrelevant. Cory Booker, he's a rainbow, irrelevant. I'm starting to notice that Jasmine Crockett is on a very, very specific agenda, which looks more than Democratic Shield. This looks very agent-like. I want to show y'all this right here. Oh, you say she's a Haitian plant? Yeah. People looking at that background, man. That background ain't adding up. When you start seeing people get their paperwork is hidden and their identity is forbidden, fam, I'm starting to think a lot more. So I'm glad y'all said that. I'm wondering now if this woman a plant. She came out and just said, yeah, I'm a DEI hire. I got hired because I'm black. Why the hell would you say that? Why would you say that other than you're trying to get black folks back on the DEI train? Let's watch this, family. The streets are talking and people got some real questions about her agent background.
Jasmine Crockett has now admitted that she was a DEI hire.
Say because you've been gracious, is this. When I first became a public defender, I had no criminal defense experience. And I walked in and I told my boss, Charlie, I said, listen, you should hire me. He said, why? I said, because I'm black. I said, listen, you should hire me. He said, why? I said, because I'm black. Then you should hire me. He said, why? I said, because I'm black. Charlie looked at me like I was crazy.
Democrat Representative Jasmine Crockett has now admitted to the public that she was only given the opportunity to become hired as a public defender at a law firm because she was a black woman and that she was a DEI hire. These statements from the Democrat Representative Jasmine Crockett has garnered controversy from commenters online. Commenters claimed that they can't listen to this individual and that she's a national embarrassment and that they wonder how many people are locked up because she is a DEI hire. But what do you think about the situation with the Democrat Representative Jasmine Crockett? Do you agree with the commenters about her? Comment your opinion in the comment section.
When I first became a public defender, I had no criminal defense experience. And I walked in and I told my boss, Charlie, I said, listen, you should hire me. He said, why? I said, because I'm black. Charlie looked at me like I was crazy.
You guys see the video of Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett admitting that she was a DEI hire?
I think she should be talking like that, and saying, I had no experience.
Well, at least we have the confession, right?
Or the confirmation.
Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett just went on one of the most unhinged rants we've heard all year, and that's saying a lot. And in doing so, she accidentally exposed DEI as a fraud, as well as humiliated the news network that she was on.
Jasmine Crockett has now admitted that she was a DEI hire.
Freeze. Okay. This reigns very, very suspicious, y'all. Out of nowhere, she comes out and is like, yeah, I was a DEI hire. Yep. I got hired because I'm black. That seems very, very odd, y'all. It's giving me vibes that she is somebody who has been planted in black politics. Remember, I'm always saying this, y'all. Y'all have heard me say this. Remember, I said, white Republicans fight white Democrats over white Democrats' white version of black people. Now it's getting to the point where some of her behavior, all that sister girl stuff she be doing, it's putting us in a funny bind because we do not respect the way she acts. She has no class and no professionalism. But you know what that ends up doing? You start seeing conservatives, and then they start making fun of her, and they start making a lot of racial tropes against black people. You understand what I'm saying? So when she goes out there and she talks all that sister girl stuff, now you're starting to see some of the MAGA folks, and they out there mimicking black culture. So she's making it hot. You understand where I'm coming from? She's throwing a lot of smoke out there that's making black people say she needs to knock it off, because now we're like, we don't rock with her for doing it. But then some of these dominant society folks, we don't rock with them making fun of her because they're talking about all black people. She's giving the black community a bad taste, a black eye. She's throwing salt in the game. That's what she's really doing. This is why she's a plant, in my opinion. She's got real plant behavior, because we've seen people come out there and cosplay and all that stuff. But that whole overboard ghetto thing that she's doing, and fam, it's to the point now, she's just making this stuff up now, y'all. She's just making that stuff up. That straight up. Like the Hot Wheels comment, I'm going to be honest with you, however people feel, I'm not with talking about people's disabilities. But see, that makes black people look bad because you are who your representative is. And that's the way the structure works in America. So we got to get her out of the way. We cannot deal with her on a political level because that type of energy makes us look bad. You understand? So when she says call the guy Hot Wheels, I'm not with that. I'm not with talking about anybody with a disability. And I'm damn sure not doing it in the political world. So, but she openly does that. And it seems like every week she's getting more and more bold and just saying things. And I'm really believing she's not saying it because it's true. I'm thinking she's saying it just to make it up. She's just trying to stir the pot to make black Americans look bad. I believe that she is planted in this political discourse to delegitimize foundational black Americans and our legitimate reparations claim, tangible claim. Think about this, you guys. Black Americans for the longest been out here playing. They've been out here playing. They've been dancing around, lollygagging, having fun in the political world, twerking at goddamn protests, having cookouts when they should be talking about resources. And then we show up, FBA, and then we get very, very stern. We get very political. What we talked about this whole election, y'all, we were saying we're businessmen and women. We're coming to the table. We're here to talk politics. We're here not to be emotional. And then out of nowhere, some person shows up with a skeptical background, and all they doing is ratchet stuff, trying to messy our reparations claim, trying to make us look like we're not serious people. Nobody else is doing that out there. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense when you look at it. Nobody else is on that type of time. Nobody. She's almost here to take our lineage politically and make us look like a goddamn circus, because they understand all that church stuff don't work no more. We're not with that. All of that dancing at the Kamala Harris rally, eating hot dogs and popcorn, that ain't working no more. All that Boule stuff ain't working. So they said, I got an idea. And you got to understand what I told you. A liar will say anything to deceive you. They said, let's get us somebody. Let's go get Sexy Red and plant her fam. Let me say this. If Sexy Red can be a plant in the music industry, then why can't Jasmine Crockett be a plant in the political industry? Damn, there we go. There we go. We want to go there. Let's go there. If Sexy Red can be a plant in the music industry, if all of that degenerate rap culture can be a plant in entertainment, you mean to tell me the dominant society won't put plants politically? They'd rather put a plant in politically than in entertainment, because politics controls your livelihood. Sexy Red will make some songs, people to dance and twerk at the club and go home. Jasmine Crockett will sit there and she will delegitimize every single thing that we're talking about and everything that we're working. It's giving me real agent vibes. And if we knew where this woman was from, then we'd really be even further. But don't nobody know paperwork. Real skeptical. And fam, we've been snatching everybody's paperwork. How come her paperwork still can't be found? We still don't know where she's from. St. Louis, Texas. A lot of people looking at some of the behavior, and her behavior looks like the non-FBA tether. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, much respect. Her behavior comes across like some tether talk. So I'm thinking she's a plant, because think about it. Every time we get serious, she come out and say something ludicrous, and it brings us down. Every time we start getting serious and business-like, she says something that's very unclassy, brings us down. Every time we put on a suit and then we go to the meeting and we sit down and say, all right, we're not here to talk about fish fry. We're not here to talk about collard greens. We want to talk about business. Next day, she pop up and say something like Hot Wheels, big bad butch built body. All of these things seem to always follow us doing something proficient. You understand what I'm saying? Every time we do something that is very good and exceptional, you see her throwing. She almost feel like she's here to ghettoify our political claims and to bring us down wherever they're trying to take us. That's the step that I believe they're on. And you notice you didn't see any of this until FBA became very businesslike with our political approach. When black folks was playing and dancing and hopping around, you didn't see none of this stuff.
Like,
soon as black folks start saying, nah, bro, we serious. Because think about it, y'all. When we started saying that those political rallies were very buffoonery, they were circus. Remember, I went to the Kamala Harris rally in Savannah, and remember, I was showing everybody that they were in there dancing. See, there's been a new wave of us calling out that political buffoonery. You know what I'm saying? Foundational Black Americans, one thing we did in this generation, we started to clean house. Everybody pulled out that dustpan and mopping that broom, all right? And we started cleaning house. We found everything that wasn't right, everything that was holding us back, everything that was an anvil, stopping us and weighing us down for success, and we got rid of it. One of the things we've been doing is getting rid of degenerate culture. We said degenerate culture has no place where we're trying to be professional. If you want to listen to the music, if you want to go to the club, fine. But in politics, no. So what we end up doing, fam, we said, okay, we're denouncing all of the dancing at political rallies. That is not efficient for us to get where we're going. We denounce the dancing at rallies. We denounce the eating food and popcorn. We denounce the DJ talking about, we're sitting there talking about tangibles, the DJ sitting there scratching. We started to denounce all of that buffoonery in the political world. Soon as we started doing that, she pops up out of nowhere and just says things that I feel right now she's just saying it. That woman is Sexy Red of politics, y'all. That is somebody here to disenfranchise Black America. Then to come out and say, yeah, I'm a DEI hire. Soon as we say we don't want DEI and we don't give a damn about affirmative action, we want to get jobs based on merit, and we understand that those programs help white women. She come out and say, we're all DEI. I was one. When the hell have you ever seen a lawyer come out and say that they was DEI? Unless you got an agenda. So, like I said, as soon as we started to denounce the circus behavior, they sent us the clowns. Remember that. Watch this right here, y'all. This further shows y'all Black Americans ain't rocking with her at all.
Like fuck all this. Like, I'm not trying to go in on this lady, but it's really, I'm looking at her and I'm observing her, and I just don't understand how she got to where she was. I said Jasmine Crockett is a DEI hire. Other Black people came on here and was like, you sound stupid. She's a highly educated woman. She has a law degree and a master's and all of that. And I'm like, that's beautiful. But intelligence and education is two different things. Listen to what she said.
Is this. When I first became a public defender, I had no criminal defense experience. And I walked in and I told my boss, Charlie, I said, listen, you should hire me. He said, why? I said, because I'm Black. Charlie looked at me like I was crazy.
What do you even say to that? We all knew it. We all knew it. But she said it. I'm done.
So all you Black people that's out there defending and championing what she got going on, this is what y'all with? All y'all that champion what she does. This is what y'all about. This is what y'all with, huh?
In front of the American people in a
congressional hearing says, oh yeah, only reason why I got this job because I'm black. A lot of us don't even like that being an option for us. If we can't get the job because we are qualified through work experience and intelligence, we don't want the job. Jasmine Crockett openly admits the only reason why she gets her job is because of her color. This is why DEI, affirmative action, all of them have to go, because this woman was never supposed to be a lawyer.
Like fuck all this.
Boom. Now, fam, let me see y'all face. Here we go. Let me pull that out. Yep, clowns all the way live. Yep, absolutely. And that's what we got to start asking. Is Jasmine Crockett an agent? Is she more than just a Democratic shield? Is there something further here? Because every time we get serious about politics, she comes in with something ratchet and something messy. It almost comes across like she's trying to bring us down. Foundational Black Americans, we get serious about politics. She come in with the circus. Foundational Black Americans get serious and get very, very stern with our focus. She comes in and says some hot take that takes all the news and the cameras with her. This seems real. And I like the comment that she was recruited in college. We got to remember, y'all, they find these people years ago. They groom these people. We showed Stacey Abrams back in 1996. Half of us didn't know who the hell she was until 2020. They find these people. Barack Obama, they get all of these folks. These are Manchurian candidates, man. They go find these people and then they go push them out in the public so they can enact a discourse that keeps foundational Black Americans backwards. And like you said, absolutely. Then we get real tether vibes from her as well. Nobody knows where she's from. I get real tether vibes from her. Nobody knows her true lineage. You don't have no receipts on her paperwork. Her paperwork is forbidden. Her paperwork is hidden. Everything about her seems very skeptical. And this is why brothers and sisters are out here. Obama as a teenager. Yes, indeed. They know where to hide their breeding grounds where they can go get these people and send these people in foundational Black Americans' directions. This is what they do. They've been doing this for the longest amount of time. And it just so happens that the type of game we're on, she's a direct contrast identically. Soon as FBA popped up, because I'm gonna be real, I didn't know who she was until that I think it was that Butch thing or whatever she said. I didn't know who she was at all. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know who she was. So I'm getting tether vibes from her. Her paperwork is hidden. Nobody knows her real identity or her lineage. Can't figure it out. And she comes with this real ratchet mentality when we're being very businesslike. Soon as we get very businesslike, she gets very ratchet. Soon as we get very serious, she gets very ghetto-fied. And then she's also making people come after us. And she's saying a lot of things, fam, that I believe, quite frankly, she's just making up. And now what she's doing is she'll say something, and like we said,
Where
the dominant
is the
society
class?
will respond.
Where is
And
the
now we got to end up
veneer?
checking them, because when they responding, they're not just talking to her, they talking to every damn body. So there's a lot of funny style things going on with her. And like we were saying, and this is one of the key points that we've been breaking down on this whole episode today, fam, is that there's a lot of weird people coming around here. There's a lot of strange ops popping up and down, and they're going to get more and more weird, y'all. And we're going to identify, we're going to see them, and we're going to call them out for what they are. Nothing gets past foundational Black Americans, not in this generation. If you think you're going to be out here for 30 years hustling us and some organization just going to get by, that ain't happening. Oh, and then let me add this too now. She's also out here, the main one, talking that real violent talk. So we're going to take this part. Fam, I'm telling you, we getting real agent vibes from Jasmine Crockett. She's out here doing this real innuendo with inciting violence, saying we're going to take down Elon. We're going to take down Trump. She's on all of these protests. She's at every protest and rally with all these liberals, and she the main one in the front row yelling all of that violent stuff. We are not like that. Let me say this. We denounce violence. We are law-abiding citizens. We are a lineage, heritage, and culture of class and respect, and we denounce all of that energy that someone like her is trying to put off on us. We don't go for that game, y'all. That ain't it at all. Look at this right here. Did y'all see this? A lot of people didn't even catch this. This just came out a few days ago. Did y'all see? She was out there. Fam, is this not performative, y'all? Fam, is this not performative?
Hello, Congresswoman.
Horse manure. Well, that sounds like fun.
Wait, Congresswoman Crockett. Congresswoman Crockett, you were recently on a Tesla takedown call calling for violence on the 29th. Would you like to clarify your comments?
As you can see,
Congresswoman, will you condone violence at the test?
What? Well, fam, what is it? What is this TMZ? Fam, is this TMZ? What is this right here? What is this? This is a plant.
Hello, Congresswoman.
Horse manure. Well, that sounds like fun.
Wait, Congresswoman Crockett. Congresswoman Crockett, you were recently on a Tesla takedown call calling for violence on the 29th. Would you like to clarify your comments?
As you can see.
Congresswoman, will you condone violence at the Tesla?
Fam, really though? Really though? Really though? That looked like some TMZ. That looked like Paris Hilton or somebody. That is clearly somebody who's playing for the cameras, y'all. Yeah. Brothers and sisters ain't on that time, y'all. Brothers and sisters. And let's go to the streets. Let's go to the streets, fam, like we always do. Brothers and sisters are not on that time at all. We are very serious about what we are trying to do. And we're going to quit letting these people pass things off as code switching. Code switching does not apply to class, all right? You got class or you don't. You're not classy 2 days out the week, and then the rest of the week you're trashy. That don't work, fam. And like I said, when she does that behavior and she comes out and acts like that, the dominant society starts saying, look how them black folks are. Y'all see? And now we got to wear that jacket. So this is very serious why we have to delineate not just from the tethers, but the suspected tethers and people like her in the political world. Delineation in politics is just as important as delineation in society. You have to delineate from those type of individuals because she is making our political atmosphere, our political behavior, our political prowess look very bad. Very, very bad. Because next thing you know, you're going to start having some MAGA folks and they're going to say, man, look at that damn woman. Y'all know how black people are, and then we're going to have to check him. But we don't even rock with her. You understand what I'm saying? So we are establishing that we are an independent political force based on certifieds. Sometimes you got to segregate within segregation. So we stay away from them people. And then there's folks inside of the circle that we got to stay away from as well. We got to move all of them people out of the way. So we don't end up having to check the Republican who's throwing strays at her. But while they throwing strays at her, they talking about all of us. Then you got her who's out here being ratchet as hell in a political atmosphere, and then she wants us to come cape for her, but she's doing things that we don't even agree with. None of that is getting an FBA cape. None of that at all. So we have delineated from everybody, politically and socially. Republican, Democrat, all of them. It don't matter. It's foundational Black Americans, it's certified Black society, and the world doesn't exist outside of these borders. How about that one? And let me tell y'all, brothers and sisters ain't rocking with her. Brothers and sisters ain't rocking with her. No. That's one thing too. Don't let nobody come around here and try to tell us how we are down with her and we riding with her. Brothers and sisters are not rocking with Jasmine Crockett at all. Y'all watch this. This is how the streets really feel about all of that performative ratchetness.
Very smart. And in my opinion, she's not very smart. Anyone that believes that illegal is not criminal, I don't know what to say, especially with holding a degree in law. And then to say that Byron Douglas, perhaps he thinks he's whitewashing himself by being married to a white woman, is pretty oxymoronic and hypocritical to me, considering that Kamala Harris is married to a white man. But then again, is Kamala Harris, well, we're not going to talk about that. But for sure, we know that Ketanji Brown, the Supreme Court Justice, is Black, right? She's married to a white man. You support all that. And to say, well, Jim Crow, he said things was better for Black people under Jim Crow. She knows what that man meant. We're talking about the nuclear family. Don't y'all like the nuclear family? Mom, dad. Over the past 4 years, $603 billion was spent on illegal immigrants, allegedly, within the Biden administration, and she supported it. With that same tongue, turned around and said she supported reparations. Did y'all get any reparations? I know I didn't. No, I have some ancestors that got off the slave ships in South Carolina. But the illegals that she supports, that go and she walks around, goes to y'all churches and say, support the illegal immigrants. Illegal immigrants. $603 billion. That could have been your reparations. Y'all okay with that, huh? Just as long as she say she supported, but not actually do anything about it or come against an administration that's pushing for illegals, but not you. That part.
Jasmine Crockett is an She's got that wig weave in her head and those barn door eyelashes that make me think she's going to play helicopter if she flaps too rapidly and start moving up in the air a little bit. And frankly, the woman has no common sense. Jasmine Crockett is an Jasmine Crockett is an and those barn door eyelashes that make me think she's going to play helicopter if she flaps too rapidly and start moving up in the air a little bit. And frankly, the woman has no common sense.
D-Zam, tell it how it is. Tell it how it is, Judge Joe Brown. And that's how people really feel about her. Brothers and sisters are not supporting any of that. Brothers and sisters have denounced all of that, and there's nothing they can say and nothing they can do to try to get us back on that. Nah, fam, no. And it's typical of the Democratic Party, the same party that does nothing for foundational Black Americans, the same party that is always trying to elevate others above us, the same party that's playing these games. It's typical that they be the main ones out here trying to sell us America's first ratchet politician. Would you be surprised if I told you 2, 3, 4 years ago that the first ratchet politician would be a Democratic sponsored person? And then on top of that, if I told you that individual would have a background that's very, very sketchy, and it looks like there is some full tether-isms. That's exactly what it is, y'all. That's exactly what it is. So, nah, FBA ain't rocking with that. FBA ain't rocking with the Democrats. FBA ain't rocking with the Republicans. FBA ain't rocking with the Boule. FBA, we rocking with FBA. Independent. That's it. Us first, only, last. That's the way we are moving, and that's the only way that things can operate, and that's the only way things can function, because they're going to send out all these people, and we've been sending them back. You know the only difference between now and then? They've always sent these people after us. The only difference is now we sending their ass back. And that's a beautiful thing, because it's a beautiful time, and we're beautiful people. Look at this right here, y'all. As we sit here and we talk about all of these outsiders, y'all know they got to send out all of the people out here trying to spin the game, twist the game up. And it wouldn't be that if we weren't talking about Roland Martin. Yeah. Watch Roland Martin right here, y'all. How do you know Roland Martin out here trying to defend Cory Booker? Eyes bucking too. Yeah. They know that they got to work overtime to try to promote some type of fake victory, because they know that that victory that they're trying to conjure up will never come. They only work overtime because they're all under the bridge.
And see, I don't want to hear no FBA, no ADOS. I had somebody sit here and say, well, Cory Booker wasted all his breath yesterday. He should have talked about reparations for 24 hours. See, here's how that's even stupid. If you gonna get reparations, that's political. Fact, reparations is money. The Constitution states any bill that has a monetary value that starts in the United States House. Who controls the U.S. House? Republicans. Name me one Republican in the House that supports reparations. Name me one in the United States Senate that supports reparations for Black people. So explain to me again how withholding your vote is going to get you reparations when the very people that's going to vote on reparations are people who elected.
Why is he moving his head like that? Tell me why, the only one who, if you knew. Why is he moving his head side to side? Hey, watch how his head's moving, y'all. I'm going to go through it. Watch. 1, 2, boom, 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 boom. What the hell is wrong with this man? Why is he doing that?
In the House that supports reparations. Name me one in the United States Senate that supports reparations for Black people. So explain to me again how withholding your vote is going to get you reparations when the very people that's going to vote on reparations are the people who elected. See how dumb that shit sounds? This is what happens when we allow Simple Simons to hop on YouTube and hop on social media and feed us with massive amounts of misinformation and disinformation, saying dumbass shit constantly. And we go to the barbershop and the beauty salon and we repeat that sort of stuff. And people go, yeah, they ain't gonna do nothing because I got money. Trump gonna put 5,000. Y'all remember they floated that? Oh, Doge is gonna give every American 5,000. Where is it? When the check you got from Biden Harris was actually bigger than the check you got from Trump. See, this is the silly stuff I'm talking about.
Wait a minute. I thought you said Trump never gave us a check. And FBA, we weren't worried about no damn check. Only check we worried about is reparations. What are you talking about? See, y'all said he was going to give y'all a check. Where the check at now? Huh? We never said we wanted one. Only check we concerned about is that reparations money that you don't qualify for, homeboy. You understand? Notice, fam, he's still talking about the election. This is why y'all don't hold your vote. Fam, the whole country done moved off the election. Ain't nobody out here worrying about no damn election. Who care about the election of 2024? We on to the next one. It lets you know that this man is hurt. It lets you know this man is down bad. The very fact that he still has to bring up an election that we have been moved on from. Ain't nobody out here talking about the election other than the guy who crashed out and fell out, other than the guy who got nothing, other than the guy who's still asking for some dollars. That is all it is. Roland care about the election. Yes, he do. Roland also cares about a number 2 at Burger King. Yes, he does. But just because you care about it don't mean it's true, Roland. It don't mean that it's true, Roland. You're still crashing out.
You got from Biden Harris was actually bigger than the check you got from Trump. See, this is the silly stuff I'm talking about. Y'all, we ain't got time for games. So if you come at me complaining about what I have to say, I don't care if you don't listen.
We don't care what you got to say. How about that then?
If you gonna get reparations, that's political. Fact, reparations is money. The Constitution states any bill that has a monetary value that starts in the United States House. Who controls the U.S. House? Republicans. Name me one Republican in the House that supports reparations.
Name me one Democrat that supports reparations. Why are you trying to talk about reparations as if the Democrats support it? The Democrats been the main ones that don't support reparations. You ain't gonna hit us with the all things good on the planet are Democrat, all things bad on the planet are Republicans. We're not playing that game. We're not gonna play this favorite supremacist game. See, you gotta understand, these Democrats always try to get you on the one side is good, one side is bad. Just because they live and reside on a plantation, they want you to live and reside on a plantation. When you say no, they get upset. The Democrats openly came out against reparations. So don't try to sit there and play this game like we are under some type of belief that the Republicans is going to give reparations. Democrats didn't give it either. And didn't you just sit here and tell us that reparations can't go to us because it's not a law that can be passed? Whoa. Let me say this one more time about Roland. Y'all notice Roland never brings up the congressional caucus in California? Let's go there. And I thought about this the other day. Notice how Roland never brings up the reparations that the caucus in California destroyed. Remember when the Black caucus out there in conjunction with Gavin Newsom, they got rid of the reparations and an actual Republican picked it up? He don't talk about that. And I'm going to give you a few reasons why he don't talk about it. One, Roland doesn't talk about it is because it was clear that they sabotaged that reparations bill. And let me tell you one thing, and I always say this is another Black alphaism. Democrats and politicians as whole, but in particular Democrats, when it comes to Black Americans, they will create a bill to destroy a bill just to say they tried the bill. Meaning they will destroy their own creation just so they can say, we tried, so they can have the justification and the alibi that they gave it a shot. They will create a bill to destroy a bill just to say they tried the bill. The same person who wrote the bill is the same person who destroyed the bill so they can turn around the FBA and say, hey, we tried it now, because that's the ultimate goal with reparations. They want to present reparations and then destroy reparations so they can blame it on Republicans. They want this reparations thing to go away. So they're always playing that game. However, let me flip this back. So Roland doesn't bring that up because he knows that we exposed Gavin Newsom in the Black caucus. But let me tell you why else he doesn't bring it up. Because it sounds like there's a contradiction here. Roland, you said reparations can never be paid out because Black people can't get nothing specifically. Then how come your fellow Democratic Shield Black caucus presented a reparations plan? I'm seeing some contradiction there. You said there's no such thing as lineage-based reparations because you can't get anything lineage specific. That's your words, Roland. the Black Caucus in California said, we're trying to present a lineage-based reparations bill. So how come Roland is saying something different than the Black Caucus? Could this be why Roland never brings up the Black Caucus in California? Could it be because if he brings that up, then he's going to have to acknowledge why he's saying we can't get nothing specific, but they're saying we can? Sounds like you lying and they lying, and you don't want it to come up because just like everything else in your failed bootleg ass career, foundational Black Americans are stepping on it, embarrassing you in the process to the point that you sweating chicken grease for the 366th day in a row. Sad. And that's the difference between then and now. You can't run none of them games where you say this, they say that. They say that, they say this. Foundational Black Americans have G-checked you all the way. Foundational Black Americans have ruined you, wrecked your whole career. Now what you gonna do about it? That's the difference between us and them. And speaking of that, let me tell you, I got a little donation for Roland. I know Roland be wanting some money, so I'm gonna be a good American citizen. I know Roland been running around here saying that we cannot get anything specifically. Well, Roland, I bought something for you specifically, okay? I got you a goddamn Happy Meal. All right, you can come collect that goddamn Happy Meal anytime because apparently you are distraught. You a big, fluffy, angry guy. You're just upset. Kamala Harris did not win the election. We found out that you are non-FBA tethered. Your hairline is nowhere to be found. You broke down, and I see all of the lard dripping on the floor on your show. I mean, nothing's working for you. So I took my time today to buy you a Happy Meal so maybe it can make you happy, all right? Because you need it, bruh. You're depressed, you're sad, you're embarrassing yourself, and I don't want to see somebody embarrassed as you're doing right now, Roland. They're laughing at you on television. They're laughing at you on social media. Nobody's rocking with you. You need to go ahead and enjoy them chicken nuggets and that small fry. I know I should have brought you a large fry, but if I would have bought you a large fry, I know that wouldn't have been enough. So I would have had to buy the whole goddamn deep fryer just to halfway satisfy you. So I said, let's just skip that and let's get rolling the small fry so he can be small fry just like he's small-minded with his small career, and foundational Black Americans have destroyed it. Checkmate. And they still got wigs on the plane. So when you got all of that together, you got what we talking about. And let me tell y'all something. Roland put this out the other day. And Roland, you're still lying. For the sake of yourself, family, I know Neil Hoynier took your woman. I know you're mad because we exposed that a W man took your old lady. She told you she didn't want no kids, but really she didn't want none with you. But don't be mad at her for not wanting kids with you because apparently every woman on the planet doesn't either. But family, that's beside the point. Roland put this out the other day, y'all. And he starts talking about the fastest growing political YouTube channels. And he said, I want to thank everybody for my show being on here as one of the fastest growing YouTube channels. And just like everything else Roland says, you know it's a lie. You know, like when Roland said he only had 4 sandwiches, you know it's probably about 14. So all of that are lies, and we expect that from Roland Martin. We understand that. But he put his, and you can see it highlighted here, Roland Martin, he said he has the fastest growing YouTube channel. And he said the source YouTube. So what we see here, family, is that he made this meme up. I haven't seen any of that. My brother Church, you got a good channel, brother. I've never seen any of this. None of my brothers who are affiliated, we've never seen this. It sounds like Roland he's doing a little bit of AI and a little bit of photoshopping. And he's coming up with all these little things with small sources. And I don't know where'd you get this from? He said from YouTube. I'm like, where? Like, do you download this? And because remember, my numbers are way better than his. So, I mean, we be mopping Roland. Roland, his engagement is terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. So he's absolutely pointless in the media game. But y'all ready to laugh? Check this out. Why Black Alpha have to do this, y'all? Why I went and looked at the bottom of the screen. I want y'all to look all the way at the bottom of this mysterious list that Roland put out, right? Way down here at the bottom. Let me inflate that and highlight that for y'all. Y'all look at the bottom of this list. It says, source, data shows net subscriber growth for partisan political YouTube channels. I thought he said, what wasn't the Democratic Shield? Whoa! That says partisan political channels, aka a Democratic Shield network, aka somebody who's giving slanted information. You didn't think I'd see that though, did you, Roland? You didn't think I'd find that, did you, Roland? Then I want y'all to look even further. Let me tell y'all when these data points were accumulated. It was March 1st. Actually, no. Damn, it's even worse than that. Damn, Roland, I was trying to give you some help. I can't even help this guy. I can't even help this man, y'all. This was January 1st to April 1st. This is literally a 4-month data. I thought you had more time than that, Roland, and you still were wrong. So you mean to tell me that you're trying to make it look like you got this growing channel that's breaking all these records, and this is nothing but a 4-month calculation, and it's for partisan networks, not even all political channels? Roland, if you don't stop lying to the good people of the United States of America, I know that may work in your homeland, Roland. I know that may work back in Haiti, Roland. But it seems that you've been outed when we simply just inflated the words at the bottom. And I see that it's just a matter of a few months. And it's for partisan networks. Damn. And I want y'all to notice something that Roland thought we weren't going to see. Oh, y'all ready for this one? Oh, get ready. Get ready. Here y'all go. Let me go back. Let me show y'all. Look at this, y'all. Look at it. Notice how everyone is in red or blue. Y'all notice that, right? Everyone's in red or blue. Why is Roland's in black? Why is yours in black, Roland? Are you trying to hide that you've been a Democratic Shield the whole time? Wait. Hold up. Why is everyone in red or blue? Because it is a partisan post. Bill O'Reilly, you see, is in red because Bill O'Reilly is a Republican. Roland tried to be slick, and he tried to put his in black. Like, we wouldn't catch that you've been Democratic Shielding. Did you go in with a marker and change the color, Roland? Did you change the color, partner? Hell no. I didn't even think Roland would do that, but apparently Roland did. Because there's no shame. No shame at all. So this is saying and you admitting what we've already known. You are a Democratic shill who goes along with every single thing that the Democrats say. And when you get on your knees and you pray that the Democratic Party will come and give you a job on the administration, to the point where you're out here manufacturing fake polls, fake posts with fake data, trying to get us to believe that you're actually someone doing this from a normal level, but in reality, you're not, and you never will be. Easy work, easy damn work. You got to try something harder, Roland. You got to try something harder. Enjoy the Happy Meal, though, partner. Enjoy the Happy Meal. It's on me. Dinner's on me tonight, fam. Now, the 100 snacks you have afterwards, that's on you. You got to pay for them. I already did my role. Save a shield. Get them a Happy Meal. There they go. That's what I'm talking about. So, yeah, fam. So, you got to be cautious of these people. You know what I'm saying? You know, they got to come here. A Sharpie. That man using a Sharpie. That man using a Sharpie. He didn't think all the ones is red and blue. And he thought his like little black one, we weren't going to see it. He's like, if I just put it here, they won't see it. No, we saw it, homie. We seen it. So, no, you got to try harder than that. You got to come better than that. You got to come with it, man. You know what I'm saying? That's easy work. That's easy work. And we all know that these are Democratic shields, and we all know the Democratic shields, they ain't got nothing. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got nothing going for them. They ain't got nothing working for them. And the only thing that they can do is just lie. You know what I'm saying? All else fails, just lie. All else fails, just lie. So they're lying. And the problem is that we're calling out the lies, and they can't lie and get away with it. See, when you can lie and get away with it, everything's good. Everything's kosher. The reason why everything ain't good and everything ain't kosher because they can't get away with the lies. Foundational Black Americans, we making them stand on everything they say because y'all know they move different than us. We are lineage, heritage, and culture that is on the grind all the time, and we're lineage, heritage, and culture that holds it down. So the crash out continues. We've been watching them crash out, and as they continue to crash out, we're going to continue to ball out. But let me show y'all this right here, okay? Beyond the Starburst community that has crashed out, okay? Beyond the shills, beyond the tethers, the ops, the demos, the agents, and anybody that you can come up with, one thing that stands separate from everybody is that foundational Black Americans are going to do our goddamn thing. And foundational Black Americans are going to take care of our goddamn selves. And foundational Black Americans don't need nobody else. Y'all know we are a lineage that builds and holds each other down. I'm going to show y'all this right here. This came across. A lot of brothers and sisters are out there, and we're grinding, we taking care of each other. But I'm going to show you a modern day thing. All these people coming around talking about FBA, we got to do this, and FBA got to do that. FBA only got to do what we've always been doing, y'all. Ridding ourselves of negative, low vibrational people and continuing to stay focused on what we do. Because y'all know, we build, they steal. There's been a lot of bad weather out there, y'all, in the United States of America. All right? I don't know if some of y'all were affected by the storms that hit heavy the last few days. And much respect, much blessings to you if you have. Let me show y'all how we take care of each other. You tell me another lineage that does this for their people. Do y'all know this brother bought a bus and he put it underground as a storm shelter for his people, not just his family, y'all. This man did this for the tenants in his trailer park. Are you kidding me? Look at this right here and tell me anybody can stand next to us. Certified,
on the ground.
Certified all the time.
Us placed underground as a storm shelter.
I'm ready for the tornado, you know.
James and Claudette Hunter purchased a bus 5 years ago after a tornado ripped through the trailer park they own on County Road 40 West.
It didn't do that much damage, but it picked up a trail and threw it across the highway.
Concerned about their tenants' safety during severe weather.
She knows it's there if she needs it.
This underground bus was a refuge during the April tornadoes and the storms that passed 2 months ago.
They were safe, and a lot of them said it's roomy, and it just had a nice time down there.
The Hunters say it was all about being frugal.
We started looking for retainers, and they were so expensive. So we started thinking about a school bus.
They found this old Autauga County school bus built in 1985 from a junkyard for only $800.
Now, this bus has 20 seats and it can fit about 75 people on it, including people standing along the aisle.
It's 9 feet underground and the bus is 27 feet long. The Hunters paid a man $700 to dig a hole deep enough to cover the bus.
Then when we got all the dirt out and the bus down to the level of the ground, then we was able to bag the bus in the runway and then pull it down in there. You see those caps sitting on the top? Those are your air vents. And I have a kerosene lamp in there for a bag up.
A unique underground shelter from the storm.
It's the whole bus on the ground.
A bus placed underground as a storm shelter.
I'm ready for the tornado, you know.
James and Claudette Hunter purchased a bus 5 years ago after a tornado ripped through the trailer park they own on County Road 40 West.
It didn't do that much damage, but it picked up a trail and threw it across the highway.
Concerned about their tenants' safety during severe weather.
She knows it's there if she needs it.
This underground bus was a refuge during the April tornadoes and the storms that passed 2 months ago.
They were safe, and a lot of them set it on. It's rooming, and it just had a nice time down there.
The hunters say it was all about being frugal.
We started looking for retainers, and they were so expensive. So we started thinking about a school bus.
They found this old Otago County school bus built in 1985 from a junkyard for only $800.
Now, this bus has 20 seats and it can fit about 75 people on it, including people standing along the aisle.
It's 9 feet underground and the bus is 27 feet long. The hunters paid a man $700 to dig a hole deep enough to cover the bus.
Then when we got all the dirt out and the bus down to the level of the ground, then we was able to bag the bus in the runway and then pull it down in there. You see those caps sitting on the top? Those are air vents. And I have a kerosene lamp in there for a bag up.
A unique underground.
Freeze. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Hold up. Wait a minute. Family, y'all see that in a country where we got to deal with all of these outsiders being placed in our community, politicians that use our struggle to elevate these people, where you got to go to Mr. Hernandez, Mr. Muhammad, Mr. Smith, so they can neglect us, be slum landlords, not take care of us, not give us nothing, never be there for us. You see what happens when we build with our own, when we stay with our own, when we stand next to our own? They're not doing that for their family. Those elders are doing that for the people that they rent the property out to. Look how much passion, how much devotion, how much caring they have for the people that they're renting to. It's one thing to do it for your family. It's another thing to do it for your lineage family. Look at that, y'all. When you got people here where you got broken doors, broken floors, broken roofs, mold building all up through the house, and these people don't ever, we'll get back to you. Put in a paper, we'll get there. Maintenance people don't do a damn thing. But yet you got these two elders that bought a damn bus for a tornado family. They don't even live there. That's for the people. That's what happens when you care about the people. That's what happens when you rocking with the people. I love that right there. I love that family. I love Certified Black Society. And it shows you, y'all, we out here. That man said he wouldn't put a lamp in it. That ain't cost $2 to do. That cost a pretty penny, and they doing it. So it shows you, family, we stand together, when we stand by, by one another, and we work together, anything can happen. That's FBA excellence. I'm going to let that play out one more time, y'all, because this is so great.
Ground shelter from the storm.
It's the whole bus on the ground.
A bus placed underground as a storm shelter.
I'm ready for the tornado,
James and Claudette Hunter purchased a bus 5 years ago after a tornado ripped through the trailer park they own on County Road 40 West.
It didn't do that much damage, but it picked up a trailer and threw it across the highway.
Concerned about their tenants' safety during severe weather.
So she knows it's there if she needs it.
This underground bus was a refuge during the April tornadoes and the storms that passed 2 months ago.
They were safe, and a lot of them said it on. It's rooming, and it just had a nice time down there.
The hunters say it was all about being frugal.
We started looking for retainers, and they were so expensive. So we started thinking about a school bus.
They found this old Otago County school bus built in 1985 from a junkyard for only $800.
Now, this bus has 20 seats and it can fit about 75 people on it, including people standing along the aisle.
It's 9 feet underground and the bus is 27 feet long. The hunters paid a man $700 to dig a hole deep enough to cover the bus.
Then when we got all the dirt out and the bus down to the level of the ground, then we was able to bag the bus in the runway and then pull it down in there. You see those caps sitting on the top? Those are air vents.
and I have a kerosene lamp in there for a bag up.
Woo! Got the bag up, got it ready up, and got it served up. That's what I'm talking about, fam. I had to run that back twice. We don't get enough visuals of that. You know what I'm saying? We don't get enough visuals of that. We don't get enough attention to that. And they can flood us with all the negative degeneracy, all the tethers, all the ops. People are always trying to put something negative our way. That's why we got to continue to put out real energy, permeate this real frequency, and let it be known. If FBA do something good, let the whole goddamn world know. If they put out something, they can't stop what we doing. If they try to hustle us, they can't stop where we going. And anytime someone's put anything in the way of a foundational Black American, FBA step right on over that, y'all. I need all y'all to stay safe because these storms are getting real, real crazy. I don't know about where y'all from. It snowed in the South, in the deep South, okay? So you never know what's going on with this weather, but that's what you got to do. I want all y'all to stay safe, stay good, stay strong, stay vigilant, hold it down all the way across the spectrum. And that's what I love right there, man. We all do a little, we all do a lot. Each one teach one. FBA family over everybody. And who needs friends when you got family, y'all? That's what it is. Friends, they can come and go. Family, they're here for life. Real ones. And the best family is the family that you create. And nothing has been created better than foundational Black Americans. Lineage business. All right, y'all. It has been another great episode. Broke it down all the way throughout. Every single thing that we spoke about has been really a masterclass. We got real intellectual today. We got real, attention to detail. We got real specific with a lot of things that are going on in America. But like everything, we cast this excellence over everyone. We cast this excellence everywhere we go. If you're walking down the damn street, y'all, nobody can get too close to you because that FBA force field of energy. That's the thing about us. No matter what's happening, we're always good. We're always winning. We're winning right now. This is the golden era of FBA. I don't give a damn about nobody else. Foundational Black Americans, we shine brighter than everyone. So we are going into our own golden era of shining, grinding, just standing out from the audience, standing out from the crowd, building, working. We talking about coming up, untouchable, unbreakable, unmatched, stronger than ever. That's what we are with it right now, y'all. So we going to continue to light it up. We going to continue to be in the building, in the place. Black Alpha Network going to continue to bring that fire every single week. And to be real with y'all, my fire's only getting brighter, y'all. It's only getting brighter, and the flame is burning even hotter, y'all. It don't stop. You know what I mean? We going forward, and we ain't falling back none, y'all. So I appreciate everybody for pulling on up. Much love and respect. Y'all stay good. Y'all stay safe. Y'all stay vigilant. We're going to be back around. And when we bring, the energy the next time, it's going to be something on another level, y'all. And I appreciate y'all. Y'all make sure that y'all tap into my good brother church this Sunday, man. We're going to really bring some real fire, and we're going to hold it down. I don't know if I had any birthdays today. I should have asked that in the beginning, but we're going to catch you. If you had any birthdays, y'all, then I'm going to get y'all, back on Tuesday. Yeah, we always winning. FBA excellence. That's what it is. So if you got a birthday coming up, I appreciate you. Much love and respect, family. Thank you very much. But before we go, let me say this to everybody out there, okay? And I mean this, all right? I want everybody out there to not just stay safe, stay on guard, but I want you to let everybody know that FBA ain't nothing to play with. And that goes for our young brothers, our young sisters, all the way up to our elders. Foundational Black Americans are setting the precedence, meaning if you got a problem, you're going to find out the hard way that FBA ain't the ones. If you got an issue, you're going to find out the hard way FBA aren't the ones to play with. We are moving right now as a collective unit stronger than ever. Things before ain't working. Whatever you thinking about tomorrow won't work. So we stand firm right where the hell we are. We don't move for nobody, and we got that FBA bop and that FBA energy. And that's what I want everybody to know. A good attitude adjustment from you adjusts their attitude. Let me tell you what their attitude looks like. It looks like them turning the hell around and going in the opposite direction. Because if you don't start none, there won't be none, and there ain't nothing to it but to do it. FBA all day. Number one, checkmate. All right, y'all. Y'all stay good. I'm going to catch y'all back. Have a great weekend. Y'all know how it is. It's lovely. Foundational Black Americans. Y'all stay good. And remember, everything you do, everywhere you go, that black is beautiful, and beautiful is always black, y'all. Peace and love, certified salute from Black Alpha Network. Checkmate. I want the whole damn world to hear this. And that is that foundational Black Americans. We didn't just build America. We created America. We're made in America. That's right. We're born in America and raised in America. We're from America, so we love America, and they not like us who run America. Certified salute.